Geo E Records.
Oh na 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 na. Oh na 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 yeah. Banana kala. Na 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 na. Anina wahi. Anina sawa. Oh yeah. Anina iko tori. Na sawa. Anina iko tori. Bele dwahid. Anina iko tori. Anena, nina iko tori. Oh yeah. Kanita miniambio, kanita mintori, weleta minjuba, yeah. Anena iko tori. Keresia sama gesi manena. Yeah. We strong, we stand together. Yeah. Kanina gulu wahi, iko tori ya biraba. Ya birwa pijama, asan belet na biraba. So give us pen and give us guns. Oh yeah. Give us ipa na bule. Oh no, oh yeah. Anina iko tori. Nasawa, anina iko tori. Belet wahid, anina iko tori. Anena, nina iko tori. Oh yeah. Kanita zande, kanita mai, au kukuye. Anina iko tori. Kelene na hivo nerfusina. Kebilia kede maferiganina. Salam wa sahaba, behaja derino hasan belet na biraba. Arif mapisaido. So give us pen, don't give us guns. Oh yeah. Give us ipa na bule. Oh no, oh yeah. Anina iko tori. Nasawa, anina iko tori. Belet wahid, anina iko tori. Anena, nina iko tori.
Nina kulu sawa jama. So my Nangala. I love my people and I'm the voice.
Ajoli ya buka ya baka. Kuninga balanda mare. Kakuwa kiliku kuku. Lango lungoya. Azange kuposa mundo. Nyambara morobe made. Mundare. Nyambara. Otumo pare makojudo. Lubara bunga ya lobe.
Proposa Mondo Anina kulu nasi sawa. Mavi hata bigesi manena. Siasa mabigesi manena. Anina wahe.
Geo E Records.
اوه انا خطيت في ميوت يا جماعه، انتوا قاعدين تسمعونا؟ سوري انا الظاهر انا خطيت حالي في ميوت. my fellow
اوكي.
brothers and sisters انا متاسف. الظاهر انا كنت في ميوت قاعد نتكلم، كله كلام ده ترى كله ماشي على الهوا. Oh my
طيب.
Lord have mercy. Oh Jesus. Sorry. Hadassah, you didn't even tell me that I was mute, you know? Gosh, I was so mute. My bad. دي أخطاء فنية كتير. حاجة بضحك.
فعلا.
I apologize. That's why أنا قاعد نقول في شنو قاعد يصير، ناس قاعد يجوا قاعد يفوت. I apologize again, please, my brothers and sisters. اعتذاري لكم. What we have been speaking here just coming up live. This is the second episode to what we're talking about, Equatorial Free Forum. And with you, Ethical Odysseus, we're trying to continue the topic about the method of government and the difference between Equatoria and Upper Nile, Equatoria under the Upper Nile authority or rule, and the method of government under the SPLM regime. So please, if you got a chance, share. And I apologize again. You know, these technical issues sometimes we don't pay attention. But if you see like for 2 minutes, you don't hear any voice, my fellow brother sister of Equatoria in this forum. If you see any like nobody saying anything, please write down, say there is no voice, so I can know that there is no voice. That way we can actually just figure out what's the problem. Because I kept myself mute, I didn't even know I was mute. انا ما عرفت انا كنت في صوت انا بقولش انا ما اعرف mute بالعربي المهم like mute. So I apologize again and I appreciate you guys for coming in. With me is brother Wilson, Sister Hadassah, and then also CJ. But unfortunately, he just comes and gets out. So we're gonna start discussing this thing again, continuation to it. So I think 14 minutes I was silent. That was so disturbing. Like I can't believe 14 minutes I was so silent. أنا كنت في هناك. فإف أنت في أي yeah hold on لو أنت
صمود
في
يعني
yeah في الصمود yeah أنت لو في مع جون لمودي ولا مع
صمود.
انت كان في فورم تاع جون لومودي او انت في فورم تاع اثيكا اوديسيوس. بليز جوين ذا ايكوتوريا فري فورم. لو ده تكتب حاجه، لان انا ما بقدر اقرا في تو بيجز ده، ما بقدر اقرا اي شيء تقدر تتكلم عنه. فإلا تيجي في ايكوتوريا فري فورم وتكتب، وكان عندك اي سؤال ده تسال، لو عندك اي comment ده comment. if you have any comment you want to comment you know نقطه ده توضح او ده تزيد فوقه، نقول لك you're welcome. حتى أنا بنحط اللينك, we will put the link down there so you can come in and express yourself freely, because we want to hear every Equatorian voice speaking about our issues, because this is very important to us. We are fighting for our survival, and we are advocating for every Equatorian to wake up and stand up for his right, because time is ticking and we are the hope, especially us who are living in the outside and our people are listening to us back home, and we need to encourage them to stand up for their right without any delay, without any fear, without any hindrance, and we will help them whatever need. They will help them, and we need you guys, because you are my brothers and sisters. Together, when we combine our hand together for the service of our people, for the betterment of our equatorial land, and for the protection and saving our people, we will do it, because in unity is strength, but in division we fall. And this, I hope those other Equatorian who are either living in envy or living in this backward mindset that does not does not help us, it will never get us anywhere. So if you're Equatorian, you're Equatorian patriot, you believe in Equatoria, you know, somebody's talking there, I don't know who said. Yeah, if you're an Equatorian patriot and you believe in Equatoria, stand with us for the sake of Equatoria, because we are not here for any profit from it. We're not here for any name or glory, but we're here to help and make sure that Equatoria gets its right. Equatoria's stories will be told to the world and the message will be clear. So I really appreciate everyone who's joining us and listening to us. And we will speak in Arabic for those who don't speak Arabic. For those who don't speak English, sorry. الناس ما بيتكلموا انجليزي، احنا بنقول لكم انت عندك كان اي شيء تتكلم سؤال قول لنا، بنقدر نترجم لك بعربي كمان عشان نساعدك تقدر تفهم القضيه اللي قاعد نتكلم عنه، الموضوع اللي قاعد نتكلم عنه، لانه مهم جدا في اي استوائي يعرف حقه وين. لانه احنا ما عاوزين ناس تاني يجي يدروشونا. اليوم بقينا نسمع تماسيح وثعالب، بقى بيلعبوا حالهم هم السياسيين وهم الفلاسفه وهم اللي بيعرفوا يتكلموا، لكن كان جد في جد هم السبب الاساسي في تدمير حضاره استوائيه، تدمير حقوق الاستوائيين. اليوم استوائيين تلقاهم مشردين انحاء العالم، انحاء الدول الاجنبيه جنبهم، وفي غابات هناك، وما في زول قاعد يتكلم عننا، لكن بيتكلموا على النيل كثير. عشان كده انا قاعد نقول ما هو نمط الحكومه اليوم في جنوب السودان، والاختلاف بيننا كاستوائيين وعلى النيل، وايضا الاستوائيه تحت الاحتلال بتاع اقليم على النيل، على اساس انه اثنين قبيله هم اللي قاعدين يسيطروا علينا هسه بقوه السلاح. وفي نفس الوقت ايضا النظام الاداري في البلد تحت قياده بتاع الحركه الشعبيه الحركه الشعبيه اللي في جنوب السودان. فده الاسباب الاساسيه اننا كاستوائيين كمواطنين كشعب عاوزين نتكلم حقنا ونعلي صوتنا. في ناس بيقولنا قاعد نتكلم، لكن ده ما كلام. الكلام هو ذاته جزء من حرب. لهؤلاء الناس ما بيفهموا لسه، لو استوائيين ما كان قاعد يتكلم، استوائيين كان بيسكتوا، استوائيين كان بيتكلموا كلام بتاعهم في مطبخ او في بيكا. لكن كان تيجي تلقاه عشان يجي يتكلم في منبر او يجيف كراجل يقول يا اخي انا عندي حق، بيخافوا. ده ما كان هنا، دي لانه في اشخاص قاعد يقول لنا نسكت. لكن اليوم الشعب الاستوائي سئم. We are done. We had enough. Like we say, enough is enough. We are coming out strong as people of Equatoria to speak for our right. ما في زول بيسكتنا. ما حنتكلم قصة بتاعنا في مقابر، ولا حنتكلم قصة بتاعنا في مطبخ، ولا حنتكلم قصة بتاعنا في بيوت. حنتكلم قصة بتاعنا للعالم كله يسمعوا، وهنا حنحارب بسلاح، بكلام، بقلم، شفتها بفكرة بتاعنا، بقروشنا، لحد ما نوصل نكون استوائية الحرة. استوائية بيكون دولة عنده كرامة، بيقدر يتقدم، بيقدر نكون جزء من العالم اللي بيقدر يبني مستقبل لأطفال الجايين ورام، ومستقبل اللي بيكون amazing للدرجة. لأنه ما ممكن نحن نقعد تحت قيادة بتاع جهلة، قيادة بتاع ناس قبليين، ناس من أساسهم تاريخهم ما قد يبني حضارة، بس غير هم يدمروا، وهم ما عاوزين يقبلوا الواقع بتاعهم، لكنهم عاوزين يسيطروا بالطمع والجهل، وهم ما عارفين الجهوية دي بتجملة وين. فأنا ما هكتر، بس أنا نقول لكم أولا I give you my greetings again. Happy New Year to all. Who I never said Happy New Year, Grace. Um, from Equatorial Civilization Council in diaspora, مجلس الرابطة الإسلامية المدني في الشتات. Greetings to all our Equatorial revolutionary brothers and sisters. I salute you in the name of justice, accountability, and equal rights. I salute you in the name of Equatorian nationalism, and I salute you in the name of Equatorian unity and the unity of our people struggle. And also I salute you in the name of hope and future for our people and the love for one another that we share, and the bond that we share with one another through our ancestral blood, for the new Equatoria that we always dreamed about and we're dreaming for. So my fellow brothers and sisters, I just want to say thank you and welcome you into this forum again. Those who have been here earlier, I say thank you again for taking your time to watch and listen. For those who just joined us, I say also welcome. And also for those who are non-Equatorians, you're welcome. And also for those who don't like us speaking the truth, and I call them our enemies, but we don't reply back to them for their primitivity. We're gonna keep our minds sane because we're focused on the objective. We're gonna take our what do you call it, our case to the world, so that we can reach to what is called, we're going to take our baton, as we said, and we're going to reach to our land of Equatoria, the land of milk and honey, our new Jerusalem, our Equatoria that our ancestors have left it for us, because this is what we belong for, what we are fighting for. And we don't fight for power or for name or recognition, but we're standing for what is true, what is just, because we never get any justice from this damn regime that is killing, raping, and murdering and displacing our people. We're standing for justice with honesty and with clear conscience, and God is our witness to that. If we did wrong, if we are here to brag and we are here to take advantage of people or to misuse things, let God judge us, and let God not even let us continue to reach where Equatoria can be independent and can be a nation of great quality in the future. So my fellow brothers and sisters, I want you to welcome CJ, Sister Hadassah, and Brother Wilson for coming back again with me. And also if anybody wanted to join us, please feel free. I will put the link down so you can come in and join us. You can speak your free mind. You're welcome, because you're my fellow Equatorian brothers and sisters. We like to listen to to your opinion, and we like to listen to your words because it encourages and even it gives us the knowledge that we sometimes don't possess, because everybody have information that might can build us as Equatorian. والناس بتاعنا بيسمعوا. Please share around the other forums or other places that Equatorian فوقه عشان Equatorian يسمع حقيقة، وخليه ما يفوكس on أحزاب. خلينا نفوكس on Equatoria. كان انت قاعد تؤمن بحزب انت ضايع كايكاتوريان، لكن كان انت قاعد تؤمن باستوائيه انت سيء بين استوائيه بين حلال استوائيه. كان انت قاعد تؤمن بشفوني ولا بمصالح ولا انه انت ياو بتعرف اكثر من الثاني انت ضايع. لكن لو انت بتؤمن باستوائيه انت ابن استوائيه بالاصل، لان استوائيه هو روح في جسمنا، روح اجدادنا قاعد يصارع عشان يلقى حقنا. That's why when they died يعني هم ماتوا جعانين، تانيين ماتوا في حرب. يا انيانيا كان واحد من اساس بتاع you know قوم الثورة. These are the people who raised the revolution for Equatorial. No, they fought bravely and we thank them. إحنا عاوزين honor them لأنه هسه أجسادهم تانيين عايشين في العراض. شالوا جثث أجدادنا من مقابر. They took those graves from our ancestors out of the grave and they threw in the sea. This is an insult to us and this is a desecration. That's why our ancestors are crying. So we need all of us to unite and stand for the people of Equatoria, so and our ancestors' dignity and the children and the women who have been abused by this tribal regime, who's now waging war on our territory and making sure that our people be dispossessed, be marginalized, and they will control us forever. So we're not going to allow this to happen, because God of Israel and the God of our ancestors will make sure we will be victorious as Equatorian sons and daughters. Thank you and welcome. So Brother Wilson, اتفضل المنبر لك. Thank you.
شكرا لك كثير، وبعدين شكرا للاخوان واخواتنا اللي في الخط بيشوفوا. ففعلا انا قبل كان ذكرت موضوع تقسيمات اسمه شنو ولايات.
Yes.
وبعدين الحكم، نظام الحكم لما نمون قاعدين وناس تمون انت كان يعني مثلا تعيين ايكوتوريا العينهم كده يشتغلوا في حكومه هناك ما في. دي بالذات زول ده لما جاينوا يعني انت كان باسم الناس على النيل من عين زول تمون بس انتو جونسون اولون يلا ان ايكوتوريا ما عندنا زول، يعني ما في زول تنا سلو ايكوتوريا عينه الا من يرسي عينه. حتى غرب استوائية هناك اسمه يجيبوه حاكم غرب استوائية، ناس غرب استوائية ما عينه.
Yes.
دلهم عينه ناس كده يجيبوه. يوم بيجا زعلانين من جارفة جريدة من زعلانين من بدا جارفة بوكسورو لما جاي هناك دي يوم بدا عارفة بوكسورو زي ملك تمن. ليه؟ لأنه ده كرر بالفعل لهم عشان دير وري اللي نازل عليه. زول تمن يوم يا بعينه مش زول تاني يا بيجيبوا زول تاني من محل تاني بيجا قتلوا. فده كرر الفعل تناس امين غرب استوائية. فعندنا كمان ناس
hold on ده نفهم. انت قاصد انه بكسر لما رفعوه زي ملك ده كان رد لمنو؟ لياتو ناس؟
اي ده هو اساسا كان زعلانين ليه؟ هم ده كان رد لحكومه، هم رد لحكومه تخير.
على اساس ياتو على اساس
انه المفروض من ناس بارغاز ناس غرب استوائية يا باين زول ما يعني زول الحاكم تبرغازات غرب استوائية ما جابوا من بارغازات.
بكسروا عينه. انت نسيت ولا بكسروا معينه ذاته ولا كيف؟ ما هو معين من وما هو عمل اتفاقيه بتاعه ولا كيف؟ وعمل اتفاقيه بتاعه بعد 2018 ولا انا غلطان؟ لانه هم غلطانين
يعني زول تمن.
انا ايوه جو هيد
هم ناس يعني زول تمن من قبيله تمن من ناس تمن يعني كهنات.
اوكي.
دي بس رد الفعل تزايل تمن، لكن من ما دوم يعني زمان ده منحارب ما كده هم شكلوا مع ناس ايوه وناس شنو هناك بينات كده ما دوم فرصه عشان يعني زول تمن.
اوكي.
وبعدين عندك شرق الاستوائية برضه ما دوم فرصه. هم ناس دينكا ونور يا قاعد وناسكم ناس استوائية. يعني انا ما اخترنا زول تلنا كده حكم من يجي يختار. فدي الاشياء لا داس ناس زعلانين. فناس معظم الناس ساكتين. فحاجه اللي بيجا ناس بعملوا يعني زي انه بس يعني في حاجات كتير فعلا الناس يعملوا، لكن هيستمر يعني الناس هيتكلموا على منابر سري عشان كيف الناس يقدر يتحصلوا للمشاكل الكتير قدرنا نحلله، بالذات في مجال توحيد استوائية. ولازم نوري ناس استوائية جماعة المهمشين هنا فلازم الناس اللي يفهموا فنمشي بنفس طريقة الزمان. أجدادنا زمان كان ممكن يدوروا كيف ممكن يعمل شنو عشان بيوحدوا ناس نفسه طرق الزمان ده بيعملوا. أنا قبل كده أنا كان في مدرسة عملنا حاجة زي دي، عملناها على مستوى مدرسة. ده كان أنا في برسلون، أنا ما أعرف كان في زمن، لكنه لو كان يوم تاني أنا ممكن بيجي بحكي معكم عن الخبرة ده.
No problem.
يعني كان هاي خبرة يعني شوية كويس. فنزل هذا أن كلنا شنو نيجي سوا زي استوائين، يلا بعدك أنا بقدر نروح لقدام. كان لأننا ما أعمل زي ده ما هيكون في استوائية، يعني ما هيكون في عندنا ناس هناك تاني، لأنه ناس منتهين يعني المراس من انت ناس أنا السياسيين دول بيهمشوك لحد بيموتوا برا بس شنو كده، والمهم ما بدوك أي حاجة يوم نعمل زي تخاوت غايدوك بس بقوة كده.
Very true.
فناس عشان نديهم فرص كمان دول برضه عايزين نوعيهم كمان كده نقوم فوق، حتى لو خطوة واحد ولا خطوتين برضه شنو بيشجعهم هناك عشان الناس يشجعوا بعض كله. فده كان كلام أنا قدرت أقوله يعني.
أنا بس عندي نقطة قبل ما سيجا يتكلم وقاعد يسأل أسئلة لنا. في كلام بكلام تاع بوكوسورو ده I disagree معك في مرحلة ياتو. بوكوسورو هو انتهازي وهو زول كمان استغلالي، هو قاعد يستغل دو مساكين ديل في أولاد تانا تازاندي هناك ده. يعني هو ما قاعد يتكلم بحقيقة، لأنه زول ده هو كان جا في الجت هو عميل تا دينكا واضح. يعني كان شمالين يا دينكا كانوا عميل تام. ليه؟ لأنه لما ناس أرو بويز جا هنا قاعدين fight. This guy was have never even cared for the Equatorian اللي من أولاد زاندي بتاعنا الماتوا يعني كإيكاتوريانز كتولوم. they had abuse بتاع دينكا هناك في الحكومة ميليشيات دينكا جو. يعني أنت كان لاحظت ناس بوكوسورو يا ده قبل كان قاعد نقول كلام ده، في ناس ما بيقبلوا حقائق ده بيقول إن قاعد نتكلم ضد ناس القادة بتاع السياسيين بتاع إيكاتوريا. لكن كان نسأل الأسئلة ده، هل القادة ده this is a question direct to all my fellow Equatorians. I want them to understand this. Those guys who you call them leaders in Equatoria, are they really doing something great for us? Just ask yourself this. It doesn't matter what tribe he belongs to in Equatoria. Just ask yourself. Those guys, they sold themselves so cheap to the SPLM regime so they can actually get a position and get money and get whatever they can get from them, the leftover that the SPLM is leaving to them, and they're not gaining anything. Instead, they are allowing their people to get killed, their own tribe to be massacred, and they're silent. One of them is Yao Lomoro. Is an example of great example to all Equatorians to see what we are watching. Then Wani Iga, another coward who's sitting there just kissing the feet of Kir, in lowering the standard of Equatorians all around. And not only that, he bowed during when Dinka and were killing each other. He went there into Upper Nile and bowed in their feet with his knee to say that forgive us, as if Equatorians were part of this crisis, this crazy, confusing, tribal, backward mentality that SPLM and these people who are staying in Upper Nile creating this problem within the whole country. When I say this, because this is the facts. أنا قاعد نقول ده الواقع. ما ممكن واحد استوائي بيقولوا قائد بتاعكم وهو قاعد يبيع حاله رخيص لناس اللي قاعد يابيوز وقاعد يغتصب بناتكم، اللي بناتكم بيكونوا قاعدين كورك لانه عارفين ماتوا دم غراب قاعد ياكل الطير اللي بيقولوا الطير قاعد ياكلوا. You know? سؤالي ايوه انت قاعد تسمعني؟
اي
انا قاعد نقول شخصيات زي
انا معك بتفق في مهال
لانه حتى
لانه الجماعه اللي هم اساسا انا ما في مهال ناس بكشورو هم يجبي قضيه ذاته، لكن شنو جماعه اللي هم فرستريشن يعني هم فرستريشن هم زعلانين شديد خالص.
لكن ده ما حجه، ده ما حجه، ده لا يكون it's not supposed to be an excuse. I would not like the man was lived like Idi Amin. That's a dictator. You know, that's an insult to the poor people. You know, we don't need to tolerate it. أنا فهمتها.
Can I jump in?
Yeah, but
there's one reason. You know, this can be one of the factors. واحد من العوامل الأساسية، إحدى العوامل. عارف كيف كلام اللي قاله ويلسون هو كلام في محله لحد ما. يعني
يعني
هو
هو
كلام في محله. يعني
آه.
طبعا الشعب بحكم ضعفه، مع انه هم ناس متواضعين وتعبانين ومن غلابه زي ما تقول عليهم، الزول الغلبان اللي بيشوف يمين وشمال هو في تعب ما بيعرف يعمل شنو. فده تعبير منهم، هم الاهالي طبعا هم بيعبروا انه ده ولدهم، وفعلا هم عاوزين يدوا اشاره للطاغي ده، زول الطاغي الكبير ده، انا
مم.
يا جد هتعرف كيف انت المفروض احنا بالتعيين المفروض يكون على ولدنا، احنا المفروض اصحاب الحق في كلامنا. فده
مم.
واحد من الجوانب. ده لا يعني انه شنو، لا يعني انه الناس زيل هم فعلا هم قاعد يحبوا زول ده او من استسلموا، لا، بس من عاوز يدي اشاره لزول الطغيان ده الطاغي ده،
هو
الفيل الكبير ده، قال
القصة
انه
بس أنا أقول لكم حاجة. القصة أنا سميته
مجرد
ديفرنت.
تعبير، مجرد تعبير. لا
مختلف.
يعني فوق اي شنو خطات عنه الناس زي استسلموا، لا هم ما استسلموا، كان في زول بيقدر يوجههم، يقدر يفتح عقولهم ويقول هم بيعرف انه زول شنو ذاك، هم بيعرف بكسور ولا شنو، لما هو دخل جوا هناك هم عارفين تاريخ بتاعه. لكن من الناس بمعنى اخر هم عاوزين يدوا اشاره بس ما اكثر من هيك، عاوزين
أنا
يدوا
بختلف.
اشاره انه
أنا بختلف معاكم شديد شديد. تعرف ليه؟ بس ده نقول نعرف الكلام
واحد
ده.
واحد.
لأنه ما ممكن زول بيجوعكم بيخليكم تقعوا في مأساة يلا تيجي ترفعوا الدازة مات. أسمع، كان جانا ده زول مجرم قاعد يعمل بيه مخدرات في الشارع، قاعد يعمل إجرام، قاعد يبيع بنات في الشارع زي بيقولوا أمريكان بيمب، بيبيعوه في
مهم.
الشارع. يلا انت تيجي تقول لي انا لما بيجي وانت ظروفك هنا نيتي زي ما بيقولوا، نيتي داك لما كده بقى ما قاعد تلقى حتى حبه قروش. يلا جانا ده بيجي بيديك حبه دولار كده، يلا قال امشي اشتري واجي، وده قروش انت بتعرف ده قروش ما صح. هل انت بتقبله؟ وانت ما بتقبله انت كاب ولا كأم، كانت عندك مبدا تقول لا انا ما علمت جنا عشان يكون جنا يمشي يعمل الحاجات الوسخان يلا يجي يدفع لنا هناك. انت قاعد تشتغل، انا بعرف جبينك عشان يمشي كان مدرسه يتعلم ويكون شخصيه، ما في شيء بيمنعه، لكنه مش يفضل يمشي اجرام. بمعنى
صحيح،
تاني
عشان كده عشان كده
هو
الدور بقى علينا، عشان
كان
كده هسه الدور
عندك عيال،
بقى.
عندك عيال في بيت، سوري قاطعك بس كان عندك عيال في بيت. يلا جناك الكبير ده او جناك الطلع مجرم ده، كان العيال ده قاعد يشوف انت قاعد تجي تسيل قروش بتاعه في يدينك، معناته انت قاعد تكرمه زي زول القدر. فلانه هسه رفعت الزول ده فوق في في كتف بتاع ناس ده، وناس قاعدين يحيص له كانه يسوع المسيح جاء في الطريق هناك في جيروسلم. بمعنى تاني ده ذا سيم ثينج، انت قاعد تكرم مجرم ده انه شنو، هو بيذلكم بيهينكم وبيبيكم برا لدينكا، وانتوا ترفعوا بس عنه هو من
I
نفس
agree.
القبيله
I
بتاعك.
agree.
ده اهانه ليك، وبعد كده انت بتشجع عيالك بيطلعوا فاسدين. بكره ده نقول مع اخوي ده عمل كده انا بعمل زيه، لانه ابوي ما كورك معه. لكن لما انا كورك ضده نقول ده wrong against the law, against our dignity, against our كرامتنا. then that's the moment ناس بيفهموا حقهم وين. لانه ناس كده تكل الشارع الفوق وناس جعانين. هسه كان واحد منهم مريض، كان مشى دقه باب بتاع بكسر قال امشي من هنا. ما بكسر انت سالته يوم ده انت متذكر؟ هو قاعد يحقر، قال ناس الجايين من امريكا واوروبا ديل، قال ماشيين هناك قاعدين يفتشوا الشغل. قال يا اخي
صح.
ناس ما عندهم اوراق. اهانه. يلا منو سخن معه جاي يشتغل في شركات تاجيرات في امريكا هنا، هو نسى الموضوع بتاعه كان انه هو كان سياسي، ده منو سخن معه قال لو راجل السياسي بقى حرام يرجع تاني. ما ده زول شخصيات زي دي شخصيات سافل، وناس ما عندهم مبدا، هم بيدمروا مستقبل تاع مجتمع الاستوائي. فهنا كل ما بنجامل ناس زي ده كل ما بنرفع قوه بتاعهم. احنا كان شفنا
good
زول
job, good job.
مجرم تابدم. Yeah.
عشان كده انا قاعد اقول لك شنو غلبانين، بمعنى شنو
أي.
الزول الغلبان ما بيعرف حقه شنو ذات وين، غير المتألم اللي ضربوا جناو واللي قتلوا جناو. يعني ما ناس كله جو، تقصد انه ناس كله جو فعلا هم شاكرين زول ده. في ناس هناك هم غابوا، يعني او زي ما هسه عندك ما عندك صوره، عارف كيف؟ انا وياك ما عندنا صوره هسه كمجهول، في زول تاني هناك قاعد يتألم، ولما يشوف زول ده قاعد يرفعه اندرستاند. ما هو نفس الحاجه ما بيفرق من كلام بتاع زول اسمه واني قال لما مشى للناس بوردر.
مم.
اوكي، هي ما في فرق، لكن القضيه شنو؟ عشان كده انا قاعد اقول لك انه نازل هم غلبانين، يبقى انه شنو هم بيحتاجوا لعناصر بدون فخر، يعني عناصر زينا بنقدر نوضح للجماعه دي، لانه على ما زول مباري قتل سبب في قتل ثلاث حقل، زول ده مباري ونساكم وقالوا معاكم بعد كده قالوا قال تن ضدكم، زول ده هو عمل لكم شنو؟ فانت هنا اللي بتشرح، لانه المسكين ده ما بيعرف شيء اطلاقا، يعني كانوا بيعرف وبيسكت. لكن عشان كده الاصوات بتاعنا لما الصوت بتاعنا بيمشي عالي احنا بنقول، عشان كده انا بقول انه شنو ده مجرد شيء طريف، لكن فعلا احنا ما المفروض نشجعه، ما مفروض نشجع على اساس انه هذه فخر بالنسبه للزول على اساس انه نازل له عاوزين ابدا. طبعا ده مجرد احتمالات it's just a probability probably now Wilson is saying probably those people are saying this than that, you understand? That's what he means here. So but the facts of the matter is that it is people like you, me, and others down there are the ones who are supposed to enlighten those people and tell them that this is not a good guy. One thing is that he's flip-flop. Yesterday he was with us as oppositions. Today he's with the government, turning his back on us. So this guy, we shouldn't embrace him. And I could remember, this will take me back to zaman بتاع ناس نميري. زمان ناس نميري ده despite تمون قاعد يعمل حاجات بطال atrocities ومثلا حاجات تجويع وما بعرف قتل ناس واعتقالات وكده، لكن لما يجي طبعا في نفرين ثلاثه بدهم شنو؟ بدهم حق مويه، بدهم حق عشان يمشي يشربوا كويتا وكده، عارف كيف؟ عشان يعملوا اميوزمنت لنفسهم. ناس نوغارات دي بيجيبوا، انا بكون ريمبر بيجيبوا ناس نوغارات اللي هو كان في معرض الرقصات، في الرقصات السودانيه، يعني من دخوله كان لما يجي في جنوب السودان وبيعمل شنو؟ عارف كيف؟ طبعا بيجي وفد بتاع الامم المتحده، وفد بتاع الامم المتحده يعني United Nations يعني representative they will come to Sudan sometimes. They just come to South Sudan and to evaluate the situations, to know, because there's a cry. There are people who are crying, there's prosecutions, there is all these kind of things. So they will just, in earlier time, messengers to go and prepare those people. Prepare those people, give them some money so that they can dance, show that, they are happy, so that when Europeans come in, they will misinterpret, they will just say, oh, those people are good. Are you okay? We're good. Yes, we're happy. Imagine, Zola Mekun Sakrano, Indu Akil, Doha, Wokit Wahid. So those are the kind of policy that people are using it. So Hayabel Hinak, these things are there. That's why during that time, Makam Fiha gets more enlightenment. Fitnin Talata Kida, and about Fitnin Talata Kida, Alaba Masalan Tano Musakafin, Mutalimin, Biemshu, كانوا لقى chance وقابل الضيف ده يلو بوريان وانا تعبانين وانا كذا وكذا. mainly ما بكون ناس في جوابلت، بيكون ناس بعيدين، ما في خرطوم او لما يجي across جنوبي في محل تاني. then he will have to tell the truth انه الحقيقه كده وكذا. so all these things are there. that's why انا بضم صوتي ليك زي ما انت تقولوا صحيح انه زول زي بكوثر ده we shouldn't embrace him. ما المفروض نرفعه فوق، ما المفروض نعظمه، عارف كيف؟ لانه ما بيستحق العظمه، وبيستحق شنو؟ العكس، لانه اي توبيخ، لانه شخصيه زي ده وبعض ضميره عارف بعض تعبه. so that's exactly what it is. so to some extent of course all this probability لانه انا ما خشينا في قلوب تنازل. that's why the questions that انا كان قبل عاوز اسال you remind me again. There's a question that I wanted to throw out to you guys, which was, are we really as Equatorians, are we documenting all these things that is going on now with us, all these events that is taking place? Do we have people who are now documenting it, writing it to try to get some pictures and collecting it together so that they can put it as a book? Well, as مثلا يعني for a generation to come, do we have all that? هسه كان سألونا as last year, what did we do? We did anything at all? Do we have some historians? Do we have some people like in journalists? I study, you can understand. In journalists, you have to collect some informations and all that kind of things. But after all, we need people. We need to be very serious about all this. We don't have to rely on UN documentations. Remember, like Elizabeth, she was an ambassador to Britain. When she get to the camps, she got a chance to go and visit camps. At the time when he went to refugee camps, she came up with a strong statement right away. She says, well, what is going on in Equatoria, that is really a genocide. All right?
Oh, you mean what's her name, the lady, the American ambassador, UN ambassador?
No. That's a British ambassador to the UN, United Nations.
I don't know.
So she's called Elizabeth.
All right.
By the time when she went there, imagine these things caused a blow to Britain. Yamadi galala makida. They went on, discrediting how no, it doesn't has to be that way. Yani, when you're working for them, تعرف في ناس كان تشغل don't tell. خلي كان مسكين ده قاعد يدمروه قاعد يعملوا ما تتكلم عنه. So excuse me. Yeah.
So yeah, your question is about, again, repeat the question that you were trying to say to me, so I can know the us. I mean, it's a good. I understand. I know the neo-colonialists are playing the tactics of, let this thing continue as long as you benefit. That's why they say don't tell. Just don't report everything. Just let it go, because Rwanda was an example to that in 1990s, in the mid 1990s, and then goes to South Sudan too, because South Sudan is older than Rwanda. So the consequence of Rwanda and all that. So I don't know what happened to you. You mute yourself, CJ.
Yeah, I did. Yeah. Well, I can hear you. I can hear you good.
Yeah, go
Well,
ahead.
what I mean here is, of course, another way, do we have people who can document, because imagine the last year events, did we record it properly, or we just talk and keep it on the way it is? Oh, Hasal Kida, Hasal Kida. Do we have some people with camera that's be document, people who are writers who can write about all these events, how did it happen? Go and meet those people. This is what is tomorrow. This is what will be called tomorrow research,
History.
sources of researches and history at the same time. Because, as I told you last time, the Europeans will come and, had an interview with you guys and, try to ask about what happens, the events, they will go to the events area.
Archives.
Yeah. And then when they collect all these informations, بيمشي يدوا للطلبة بتاعهم هناك, and then the طلبة دول بيحاول, imagine that he will go and educate them and know, okay, on this day حصل كذا وكذا وكذا, then they will come document it, and then they will put the credit for themselves. They will put, they will give themselves the credits. انه كذا وكذا, يلا بتشارك بتيجي قالوا ده مختص في المحل الفلاني, ده مختص كلام مش ساكت, عارف, لأنه تاريخ, the history, the source of history is more. There is those who have attended the events, the incidents, and there are those who are reporters who have been there, and then they report it based on contact to a specific individuals. So that is what it is. So it is for you. Remember that, في حاجات, like those who are in the interest, like those, if I'm dealing with care مثلا في business بتاع بترول أو بترول ذهب, okay? What do you expect? Do I have to say انه انت قتلت ناس في كذا فلان? No. انا بجيب حاجه دي as a secret. I will not show it out. So it is you, the sons of Equatoria and daughters of Equatoria, who have to record all these things in a proper way, in a way that, so that next time, as we know, we believe in life cycle. انه انت بيروح ده بيجي وده بيمشي. Okay? So if we believe in that, then we need to put our records. We need to write our history, because that's how we write our history. لأنه زي بيجيز قبل شوية, يعني if we don't speak, منازل كان جايين يحرفوا التاريخ, هم جايين يحرفوا تاريخ بتاع إيكاتوري, قالوا إننا حررنا إيكاتوري, إننا حررنا جنوب السودان, إننا عملنا كذا. لكن with this speaking of ours, with all this documentation, شرائط الموجود عندنا, we need to, to make sure that, those things are recorded, are left and put in a good place, so we can write about it. If it's a book, we have to do it. If it is كانوا مسرح ولا مسرحية أو حاجة, okay, theater or whatever it is, we can do all that. So that's my questions. The questions is that, do we have those people today? Well, in the main, yeah, that's what it is. That's my question. So I need you guys to participate and give us an answer on that.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I don't know if Wilson or Hadassah wanted to answer. اتفضلوا او كنتوا دايرين انا ببدا ببلاي, انا ببدا يلا تبقى
وكان عندنا في audience, كان في audience في historians, people who
if we have historian, تاريخيين, مؤرخين تاريخ, كان في هنا
مؤرخين تاريخ ده موجودين في
دايرينهم يجوا يتكلموا,
لكن بس ما منظمين يا جماعه. في كثير ناس كليه الاداب في ناس جد في ناس ما طبعا انت عارف كمان ما امكانيات يعني انت بتلقى زول ما في حاجه يعني ما شغالين يعني زول المفروض
حتى
يشتغل.
جريده، حتى لو عملنا جريده ألسن، لو انا قاطعتك، حتى لو احنا عملنا جريده تعرف يعني هسه في نيويورك تايمز وواشنطن وكريستيان مونيتورز and all that جرايد ده في يوم من الايام انت بتمشي في ارشيف هناك بتلقاه then you go through it. حصل حدث في كذا كذا في الحرب العالميه، حصل شنو هناك وكذا وكذا. all these collectively you'll get it. So جريده كان لنا ما عندنا، على الاقل we should have عندنا وثائق، المفروض يكون عندنا وثائق. so people should pay attention to that لانه دي اول حدث. tomorrow اطفال اللي قاعد يقروا ده when they come after us they will have something documented, something that we have put it. Yeah, sorry. So go ahead.
Yeah, that's a good idea to think about it because
yeah.
ناس فعلا اشتغل في المجال ده بشوفهم يلا بعدك يعملوا حاجه بطريقه كده كويس في المنظمه.
باي لغه، كانوا لغه عربيه، لغه انجليزيه، ما مهم، كتب بس بكره بعد بكره ده بيفيد الاجيال الجاي. يعني هسه شوف زي مؤتمر بتاع جوبا سمعتني؟
الناس مثلا كان اجى ما كاتبه كويس هو بيناقض بتاعي المفروض يكون كده بيناقض يلا بينتقد يلا بيصلحوا بطريقه كويس.
يا شوف مؤتمر دائره مستديره تعرف كيف؟ هذا المؤتمر كتب واحد بروفيسور اسمه محمد البشير وهو كان سكرتير ذاته. He was the secretary at that very conference. تعرف كيف؟ Imagine he went on writing a book on it. لكن do you think حاجة ده fully correct؟ حاجة ده صحيح 100%؟ وطبعا قاعد يمثل من ذكره. كان في خطأ هناك جنوبيين هو behind it. Unlike you, when you are writing it, you're going to put it in a clear detail.
عشان ما نقاطع ويلسون ده دي بوينت بتاعه عشان نقدر يكون له حق يقدر يتكلم. انت فيك تدي عناية بعدين. بس انا نقول في حاجه ذكر تذكرته مهم جدا في ده مثل ده كلام في اوروبا. This is a quotation from the Westerners. It says that like history is written by the conqueror. بمعنى تاني التاريخ مكتوب بالمنتصر. كيف؟ يعني حسب كأننا لاحظنا تاريخ، عشان كده تعرفت اليوم التاريخ الإفريقي the African history is not accurate based in some real analytic and researcher to African history. They found out there is a lot of wrong within the history of Africa because of the way how Africans did not took care of their history. And your message is clear. Your message is very powerful. Your question is very important for every Equatorian to understand. Sorry, brother Hinai Wilson. أنا أخذت منك الهناي ده.
It's okay.
Yeah.
كلامته كويس. هو يعني في كلام كويس. موجود في الصورة ده. يعني أنا مذكر في خطاب بتاع باتريك لولومبا لما نتكلم يلا جاك كاتلو ده ذاته. في الخطاب بتاعه ذاته كلمة. هو قال يعني Africa will write one day. Africa will write his history.
Very true.
فرق يوم من الايام
هيكتبوا تاريخهم
التاريخ بتاعتهم. فده الاشياء دي دي قد يكون ده او زمن تتنا سيدي قالنا بجاكات هذه الهيستوري دي ليه عشان باقي اجيال الجاي قدام يستفيدوا منه وناس يقرا ويعرف الحق. لانه كواجا زي ما انت ذكرت هسه قبل شويه او مندكورو كان كاتب هيستوري بيحايد حاجات تانية
هو بيتكلم عن نفسه ذاته، ما بيتكلم عنك، هو بيتكلم عن نفسه بالاكثر عشان يعرف عشان يوري انه هو السيد. ما هسه حتى المسيحيه اليوم المسيحيه بيجيبوا لك يسوع ابيض. يعني حتى في سؤال، حتى في افارقه مختلفين في الكلام ده، لان في افارقه ثانيين مؤمنين انه لا مستحيل انه الشرق الاوسط ده كان فوق زول اسود، والان هم مؤمنين بتلقى واحد قاعد يصلي ليسوع ابيض تحت بيسجد لحاجه ابيض، حاجه ما شكله. ايجنز رفضوا. حسب في استراليا ابوريجينال ما دايرين كلام ده. انا ممكن حداثه بيقدر يورينا اكثر. ابوريجينال ما دايرين يؤمنوا بالمسيحيه. يعني في استراليا they don't want، لانهم قالوا اذا ده زول ابيض
ابريجينال ما دارين حاجات دل مونجي فولو حاجات تومن سبيريتشواليتي تومن
هم رفضوا نهائي.
وبعدين تاني نالو مونجي براكتس اللي هو like the Bible directly في زي ما زمان الناس كي براكتس لكن ما في Christianity way. نو ما زي نظام تكواجه تا Christianity way ده. They go back to the ancient Hebrew ways. طبعا تاني هنا مونجي believe قال they are Hebrews, like part of the tribes of the Hebrews that have traveled around the world.
The lost
في واحد تاني مرات أيوة the lost tribe. So واحد تاني مرات أنا كان جيب لي موتو والي في محل هنا في Parramatta, and then when he sees me he calls me to Ali sister come and then we better ونسمعنا شنو ده. So he talks a lot about حاجات دل. So فعلا زي سؤال تسيجا إنه like he was asking that like whether there are people documenting these events that are happening. Yeah, to some extent, I'm pretty sure there's some people who are keeping those records because أنا أعرف في some I don't know about historians, but أنا أعرف a lot of there are some couple of Equatorians that are journalism, and part of them they've been participating like Brian Adeba. So I'm pretty sure that they're doing stuff, but like to what extent we don't know. They haven't come out, and like we don't know whether stuff's standing there, whether they're writing things and stuff like that. But it's really good idea, like they ma CJ gal, because writing things down, it's an evidence of what took place in the past, and then in the Balim in Fogo. The reason why we fall in this trap under the under this regime again, or under the Dinka regime again, the trap again, because of not writing things down, not talking about things, not documenting things, not making things clear. That's why we fall again under the oppression for the second time. What a shame, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah,
That
what
is
a
true.
shame, really. The second time has in Ghana في نفس الموضوع. Yeah.
صحيح. لأنه
Yeah,
التاريخ
one thing is that, for instance, like, if I can interfere.
تفضل يلا ويلسون chance
زي
to speak.
مشكلة بتاعت
لأنه ويلسون
مشاكل أحداث بتاعت أحداث بتاعت سيريلو. That 1992 or 91, so Kokora, all these things, all these things need to be documented. And that's my hard report.
That's true.
So that people don't twist it one day, because all it's about, here in our country today, like these videos, a few days ago, they were starting, Muntaman Kanta Gabalta Western as it, Bugal, Anna Kosh, one now Farina, nonsense, all this. I get them on Bukulu because of them. One now, because I had a rabbit that I was telling man, I can't say it.
The slave want to be a master. Say I was a master yesterday. It is true.
History has been written in Dinka the calamity gal, like like a conqueror should not be writing your story. Well, Haja Tareta go to me.
They said the conqueror. Yeah, the history is written by the conqueror.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Yeah, I said it in the other way. So they come on bardo Miriam Mikeba or Bikeba say that.
Mary Mikeba.
Say that how could you leave your the oppressor or the conqueror to tell you about your history or to write about your history, which is really true.
And you know how she said that word? Sorry, I said that for Malcolm X. Malcolm X got
let's give it the new halakha, but then
because that the generation to Malcolm X. Yeah, she was generation of Malcolm X. She died 2018 or something. Yeah.
Okay, thanks. حتى هنا like مثلا هنا في Australia like إنت كان شفت أكتر حاجة زمان الناس كان people thinking قال like Dinka is the only tribe in South Sudan. حتى في TV ولا في راديو مرات في radio it's like when you click your TV on there's a those radio channels you hear like a Dinka language and لكن إننا ما عندنا حاجات زي Equatorians ما عندنا حاجات زي so people think Dinka is the only they have
the only tribe in South Sudan.
Yeah. And they even try to influence people قال they're the only people يعني انت كان مشيت في محل يلا زول شافك زول باس انت من وين كنت قال انا من South Sudan ولا حاجه زي no you don't look like South Sudanese. The Sudanese are tall and
they're not even like skin or they're darker.
Yeah. So and then you begin to tell them, explain to them, no, we have lots of different people in South Sudan
different
that look
complexion, different
to
tribes.
each other with tribes. Yeah, different tribes, different looks and stuff like that. So you see certain people that look alike because they're from the same region. So and we are from the same different regions to them. So yalla they even write books talking about طبعا هم يعني الناس
the Nilatics, they call themselves now.
They're the
which is ridiculous. أنا بس like besides this that's why
ونيل ده بدأ من وين؟ نيل ده بدأ من وين؟
I say Equatorian كلهم are part of the Nilatics.
اسمع نيل ده بدأ من وين؟ No. Let me just ask simply. نيل ده بدأ من وين؟
من Victoria Fall.
We can twist it. We can twist it من جوبا من أسفل من Equatorial we can twist it right or left. كنا twist it منيا بكلم بانا. وبقالنا نولاتي ما في مويه بيكون هناك. Yeah,
it's
it is
very
quite
strange
easy.
that like it's very strange that we tell if you run into Zoltani like Denk or something over that time in when, and when you say you're from South Sudan or Equatoria, you're from Equatoria, oh, be act like Togulo so surprised like you don't look like you're South Sudanese or Equatorian.
That is true.
Because and when we left South Sudan, we all left in different various looks and different colors and different shapes and from different regions, and everybody knew that we existed in Khartoum, all of us, huh?
Exactly.
Different South Sudanese existed in Khartoum. But how comes now that we're out here and you acting confused, Gali, you don't know me? Like if I tell you I'm from there and you say like, say really? Because this is all happening. This is their agendas and of brainwashing themselves and want to make you feel like you're the outsider, you know, alienating you so that you feel bad and it's like, okay, maybe I'm not. Yeah, creating doubts in you so that you can be crippled and then you kind of like, alas, forget about South Sudan or forget about Equatoria and stuff like that, which is not really fair.
I know, and the funny thing right now, brother Moro Charles said, even in Canada, we call Dinka. I get that funny, man, for real. It's funny because that's
Why do you take it to Canada? Let me tell you.
America.
The first group who went and tried to establish a business. The first group who went to Kenya, and those mainly Kenya. Let's say Uganda be from Kwezi together, but Kenya. The first group of Mashoinak, Yala Kenyan Gan Galgesalu, Unibinde, Yala Kantakele Mitama Mushalak Galasma. Are you really Sudanese? No. Itama Sudanese. Galala, Itama Mushalak le Magatao. Taruf Cape Itama Mugata. No. You're not. Can lazim tuwalu kido.
That's insult to me. I see that.
Yeah.
They can
so imagine. I remember Bokosoro Gal Kalam Leo no Mashaina Mashagalwa Itama Minak.
Oh, but the insult. عارف ليه؟ ما كينيا ذاته أخذ أراضي Equatorians.
I know.
People now are benefiting from Dinka because of the ignorance بتاع Dinka. قاعدين يشتروا بيوت في كينيا، قاعدين يعملوا فوضى في كينيا. So Kenyan are benefiting. That's why ما عمل زي مصر. أنت متذكر يعني مصريين لما استفادوا وقت فيضان تاع الجنوبيين كله هناك. يلا هم كانوا قاعدين يستهتروا الجنوبيين. قال انت السوداني يعني كانه يعني انت كان شمال، قاعد جاي مش قال انت ليه شكلك اصفر كده؟ انت سيد انت السوداني. لانه بيقولوا قال شنو؟ الجنوبيين كله شكلهم لازم يكون دارك، السوداني يكون دارك. يعني كاهانه حتى مذكر في لبنان لما نيجي يشوفوك اسود هم بيقول لا السوداني لازم يكون ابيض. انا كنت معاصر بتاريخ كان انت السودانيين they have too many complexion, ان كان في جنوب ولا شمال. So this is the way how people are playing propaganda. لكن كانوا مستفيدين بيلعبوا دور. ما هسه كينيا مستفيد، يوغندا مستفيد.
How about الجروب بتاع UN لسه دخل هناك ده over the time? What do you expect? دخل هناك ده.
علي ويلسون يانسر يو.
أنا دخل هناك. What do you expect? After some years ناس جايين يقول لك يا عبد. Is that a surprise? That will not be a surprise. If you don't like how.
UN لسه جوا هناك ده.
Yeah. 15,000. 15,000. انت تسمعني 15,000
فوق النساوين كمان شويه.
لا ما عندنا نساوين، بدون نساوين 15,000 بدون نساوين. كان في نساوين 2 3. That's it. That means شنو ناس منيا ماشيين نساوين بتاعهم. يعني انت you're looking at the big picture like you don't know what
I know what
the hidden one. You don't know what the hidden one. What is the hidden one? So that's why Equatoria we need to speed up. We have to speed up and get out of the way.
Yeah, we need to be
so that we can control ourselves. لأنه بكرة تعرف ده الأجنبي هسه عندك كان قلنا إنه يالتا الصومال في كم هناك هسه كان قلنا إنه المولود هناك عندنا يال بتاع نوبة في كم هناك كان عندنا يالتا بور في هناك كم leave alone إنه مندكورو ذاته على سده تعرف كيف. I could remember one day I asked إنه يا تودين هسه ده في جنوب السودان ده طبعا إننا كنا جينا من هناك بكلام دين. يعني لما عملنا انفصال بكلام الدين لما نسألك عنه مسلمين أغلبية ولا أقلية في جنوب السودان هسي مسلمين كتار مسلمين ولا مسيحيين. واو ناس قال شنو قال لا قال لنا مسيحيين كتار كذاب ساكت. كانت لميت ناس نوبة وجماعة ديل وناس المسلمين وجماعة ديل ويدك what are you saying you're doing shortly تبتلقى في ناس هذا بعدين بيقول أنا عاوزين شريعة. If we are going to be under one Sudan, that is going to be a challenge to us, along the way. So do we need that? No, Equatoria has to go. دي حاجات فرضوا علينا.
كان دي answer خليه نايدا ويلسون answer you لأن أنت سؤالك كان very important and precise موضوع بتاع التاريخ. So ويلسون هنا قاطعناك عدة مرات sorry. يلا بعدين نحول للحداثة and then I will come to answer too. So السؤال اللي قبلك على التاريخ منو بيكتب تاريخ ده؟ Who's gonna write the history?
شارك الجمهور البرا ده شارك الجمهور البرا ده.
لو في أزول عنده شيء ده يسأل you write it down. If you can come and speak. We will love to hear your point. ما مشكلة لأن عندنا time to talk before we because we want to make it at least 2 hours is possible. So عندك أي point you want to ask I put the link down just come in. أنت ما قادر أدخل لو أنت قاعد في forum Ethica Odysseus or John Lomude please join Equatoria Free Forum and then from there Equatoria Free Forum it is written I will put it right now so you coin in and then you will see the link and you can join in. And you write. If you don't want to say something, you write. So that way. And please share it in your forums. So that way our Equatorians can listen and hear it. Because Al Hadaf Bitana now is in the why is to in Bitana. We're not here to say any profanity or insults or mock anyone. And in a Modu Bitana is all about Equatoria land. Because if you believe in Equatoria and you're the son of Equatoria or daughter of Equatoria, stand for Equatoria. Don't worry about what people think, what people say. Itahina, you are important asset to Equatoria itself. ما تفكر انت ما جزء منه. حتى حاجة بسيطة بتعمله كان كلام كان فكرة كان كتابة كان قروش كان حتى ذاته طواطة كمحارب في الأرض هناك you are a big asset. انت جزء كبير من القيمة اللي بيقدر يبني استوائية عشان يكون دولة بنفسه. Thank you and just continue. Yeah, go ahead, brother Wilson. Hello, Wilson. ما أعرف ويلسون happen تلفونه ما أعرف ماله. ويلسون أنت معي؟ I think telephone بتاعه كان silent. So go ahead then Hadassah. You can go ahead and then I will say what do you expect? What do you think about?
Was it a question or?
Yeah, the question that CJ was saying because we delved on a lot of stuff. Wilson, do you hear me? I think I see him trying to open it.
Hello?
ايوه انت بدات وين انا فكرت مشيت جنجله
انا فكرت شويه انا فارت
اوكي انا فكرت مشيت قناه جنجله هناك بغلط ما لقوك تاني كاتوريا ودك
brother TJ raised a very good
question
very good I mean issue
yeah
موضوع دولة جنوب السودان دي المفروض يكون يعني فكان الناس بيتكلم كلام هوية لأنه أنا كان لما
الهوية صح
identity في ناس كتار ناس قال كده ما كلم كلام دي بس هنا يعني دولة يعني كم كده أمم قال كم كده في percent ما ناس تدين وكم كده percent مسيحيين وكم كده percent مسلمين يلا من طلع يعني يلا مناسب بيقدر من غير كيف من ربع نفسه حركة كان زمان كان عرب قال كده من إنبيت السودان ده يوم من قاموا في جوبا سي من قال كده من كله جاي الناس زود لهم قروش فعلا بالمناسبة كده جاموا التجارة هناك ودهم قروش الشركات الأجنبية الإسلامية ودهم قروش الدوك راس مال أي حاجة وامشي بس أملا نازل يوم شغالين شغل ده
واو
عشان نجي كلمة قال لأن ما في بعد شوية ما في أنا خلاص انتهينا يعني بصراحة يعني قبل لسه نجي شغلة ده وهم هنا بيجوا على النار من كمان تبعين المسلمين اللي هناك هم كان قالوا من زي برانا قالوا هو بيكون ده شريعة فدي مشكلة ورا مشكلة يا جماعة
ما المشكلة اللي قاعد يتزرعوا ده الجهل والميليشيات القبلية القائمة لأنه استوائين قدام الصلاحية ده كأنت لاحظتها. I think from my opinion sorry Adasa I might have to cut you off in a minute cut you on this because I wanted to respond to brother Wilson on that and I will try to interpret it in English and mix it with Arabic. أنا قلت أدوا صلاحية لشخصيات ده يا لا الحركة الشعبية or the SPLM gave like power to those kind of elements foreigners. If you look at it they start like the foreigners came in with nothing then they suddenly became rich. You look at it like since 2005 a lot of these characters who came to South Sudan they really made South Sudan as a gold mine for them like Ethiopians, Somalians, Kenyans, Ugandans. They were very much profiting from South Sudan based on the ignorance of SPLM and the tribalism that SPLM created. SPLM did not focus on building real infrastructure. But then Kaman Berja, I will blame it on those so-called today opposition. Zato. لأنه those so clown أنا بقول لهم clown مهرجين لأنه yesterday they were part of this regime. لما إحنا بقينا دولة they didn't even come and stop the regime. يعني stop ميليشيات قال لي hold on خليكم انتوا قاعدين هناك احنا سياسيين هو كسياسي قانون ده سياسيين and this is why I'm challenging them. If they were real politicians, they would have stopped these guys in the beginning by saying you cannot come inside the country and declare yourself a government. You let the people decide what kind of government they want through a constitutional يا زي قبل قلت بقول شنو مجمع بتاع زي حتى سي جي اجري معك لانه دي نفس الفكره بتاع سي جي ذاته معك سوا موضوع بتاع انه مجلس بتاع دستور which is be constitutional بيقولوا شنو ده a conference or a league they will sit down and debate. Most of them they will be intellectuals, academics mostly, people of law, people who know what is the background of law, international law. They will come and sit down and debate it, what kind of system they want to build, and then they will go back ala marja'iyya for reference. They will go back to the elders, our salatin, those kings or chiefs or elders, if you want to call them. Those guys will begin to also call the whole community and explain to them. Yani Zasa can explain the right of what Equatorians need. Like for us, Equatorian, every tribe in Equatoria must talk about their own right as a tribe in a part of this country, part of this land. This is our land. This is what we need to do. Our democracy, our human right. All these things. When you explain to them that way, then they will come and send somebody who's more enlightened about this stuff and appoint him to be their representative. While that representative, whatever comes up from the constitutional conference, that representative will agree or disagree, ma'am, or whom we have to ratify until that constitution become perfect, that it will serve the whole community. Bita South Sudan. Kanda kida. Like in for us Equatorians, I don't think we need that anymore because time is late for us to even deal with some people who already they are greedy enough for power. Alijain min apana lano itarifta inna so much conflict my tribalism bitanas apana, and these people to deal with their tribalism is gonna be like until Yesua Masih biji. For us, we need to just step away, build our home, figure out how to build that in our assess. Once you build our home, when we separate, it doesn't mean that we will not be part of Africa. We're still part of Africa. But what we do, we empower ourselves to the point that we rise up, to the point because in our in an office, we need to challenge, we need to be part of the world in technology, in science, in academy, in philosophy, in medics, in all this stuff اللي بيقدر يودينا عشان نقدر نكونوا very. حتى احنا دولة صغير كان قلنا انها دولة صغير في افريقيا مع انه ما دولة صغيرة، انها اكبر من يوغندا زي ما قاعدين يقولوا ولا كينيا whatever. احنا بنقدر نعمل شنو؟ We can be the power to even unify Africa in the future. But with Upper Nile right now, the way how their mindset is and the way how they're creating militia and killing and raping and killing and raping, impossible for justice, law, and constitution to be built in that nation. Because these people, they have gone extremely out of line. Home didn't respect the law. Yahoo Mamalu constitution, they create their own constitution. They can't even respect their own constitution. Imagine. يعني الدستور بتاعهم ما قاعدين يحترموه. انت كيف تتوقع الشخصيات ده بيقدر يديك بيقدر انت تيجي تقول انا ما هو دستور وهنا بنحل المشكله ده كير ماس جو ورياك ماس جو وكل شيء بيكون كويس ان نعمل اتفاقيه نبني دستور. ما هو اخلاق بتاعهم ده ما يتغير زي ما اس اتفاقيات. يا بس نديكم مثال كبير my fellow Equatorians. اوكي الاتفاقيات اللي هم قاعدين يعملوا كل يوم بيرسموا تحت ده how many times they violated, how many times كم مره هم خرقوا القوانين ده او كسروا حاجات ده
intentionally. They did it intentionally.
ما لا لانه ذاته ما الموضوع ما intention. الموضوع العقليه عندهم انه انت بتشوف ورقه ده. ما هم كانوا مع شمالين وقت شمال وجنوب. انت شايف العراق مشر ولما كل كان بيجروا من شمال لجنوب شمال لجنوب عامل زي كانوا قاعدين يسافروا من هنا لفيغاس
لحد يوم الليله.
So what do you expect from some people like that؟ وده طبيعه بتاعهم. هم بيشاكلوا هنا كل بكره بيكونوا اصدقاء الشماليين وعشان بيجي تاني يكونوا اعداء بتاع الشماليين وقالوا مصدقات يلا هم بيجي بيكرييت another problem في جنوب السودان. so زي ما يوم ذاك ناس قاعد يشكك هل هؤلاء الناس is these people really the people who are from this land of what they call South Sudan today, or these people belong to other areas that they don't even know because they were chased away through because of slavery and the Ottoman Turk. لأنه الشخصيات ديل وريد شخصيات تاع ناس يعني دراويش دروشوا because why are they doing this؟
شخصية زي ده بس تجرد منه الجنسية. انت تقول له قرر مصيرك، انت جنوبي ولا انت شمالي؟ one time ولا انت في سوداني؟ انت هنا one time بس. ادي one time قول له you have to decide one way or the other. انت هناك انت خليك هناك، انت هنا انت هنا. That's it. We're done. Once you did that, عارف زول زي ده فليب بلاب ده he will take a position. Automatically he'll be silent. Alright. بعدين انا قاعد اقول لك ليه حاجه دي intentional الناس قاعد يعملوا ليه؟ هم like for instance ناس هسه قاعد يعمل بزنس هناك في يوغنديين وجماعه دي those are part of tactics. عارف كيف؟ Those are part of tactics. انه they wanted to eliminate انه منيو كان هنا by bringing يعني تاني يوروبيان عمل شنو؟ يوروبيان هم شيفت جماعه دي بيجيبوا ناس مثلا ايجنتس ناس هنود جايبينه كان عندنا هنود في عندنا هنود جابونه في السودان كان. عارف كيف؟ بيجيبوا ناس يمن ده كان كوتار سي يمنيين ده هم الناس قصار وملونين وشكلهم كيس وبعدين بيض
اليمنيين طلعوا افارقه كده عرفتها.
عارف كيف؟ هؤلاء الناس
بقايا تاتراك جايبينهم
لما البترول ظهر في اليمن يوم رجع ورا كان من ما جايين يرجعوا. بعدين عندك الناس الختميه ناس ديل اتراك مجموعه اتراك ده ديل كانوا كمان هناك يعني لما جاء في استعمار لما حصل انفصال المفروض يطردوهم من السودان زي انجليز طردوه ما طردوه. هم عملوا شنو؟ انتهوا اختلطوا مع الناس بقى في ملونين
قصدا عشان زي يعملوا في كاتوريا.
نميري جاب منه جاب فلسطينيين خطام في محل اسمه جبيت جنب السودان. جماعه دي لسه الباقي باقي والتعبان قاعد الكويس رجع ورا لكن هم الهاسي they become part of that area. عندك السوريين قريبات ده يعني بيقول انه في كم الف ومدينهم كل امتيازات. يعني هؤلاء الناس يعني هم شنو tomorrow if we're not serious يعني السودان ده انت قاعد تشوف هسه قدامك ده كان لازم serious one day it will be like Egypt. يعني الناس تقول بيلزوا ورا قال يلا باك اب انت من هنا that's how it is.
ما قاعد is already happening. انا قاعد نسمع هناك هسه الحلب اللي بيقول لهم حلب اللي بقى ابيض للاخر ده it's already happening. بمعنى تاني انت كان شكلك بقى زي سوري زي لبناني. انت imagine متذكر لما الناس دخلوا بطريقة اوروبا تهريب من ليبيا a lot of them they were Syrian in origin and they were hiding in the passport of Sudanese. يلا لما مشوا هناك هم throw the Sudanese passport هم قالوا هم السوريين شفتها. so they can يعني عندهم بيقولوا شنو زول ازدواجية double standard in a way that they will have two passports when it comes to that. Say, I'm originally from Syria, but even if you go back to history, Syria does not belong to them because these guys are all Ottomans, all these because history. Well, good thing I grew up in those countries that know about their history perfectly and they cannot deny it. يعني هسه أكتر شيء أنا برespect Lebanese they don't deny their history. إنه history they كان ناس different than them. وهم جايين mixture من different countries. That's why you see them today. they prefer to mix with European أكتر من هنا لأنهم قاعدين يقول they are related to them. They're not related.
Can I give you a reminder? There is something very very important. That's أنا was really sharp there when مكان. Once in 80 جاء article كده كتبوا article أنه من هو عربي؟ من هو العربي؟ كيف؟ The title was Who's the Arab? Who's the Arab? So in definition هم مشوا deep in definitions began to define it أنه من هو العربي؟ هل العربي هو الإنسان القاعد في الجزيرة العربية في مش الجزيرة العربية أو في الوطن العربي؟ الوطن العربي مثلا بيضم العراق
مصر
شرق أفريقيا ومجال
السودان
طبعا ده يعني مصر ياو خلق الكلام ده قال الوطن العربي ده هو يعمل establishment. So the definition comes at the end أنه شنو هم وصلوا أنه العربي هو من يسكن في الجزيرة العربية في شبه الجزيرة العربية عارف كيف أو في القرن الإفريقي
واو.
وانه مثلا دول زي السودان الفوق ناس اسود وسنغال ومحلال ديل مسلمين، يقول لهم مسلمين.
مسلمين
هم
افارقه.
كانوا عرفوا انه شنو اللي في الجزيره العربيه دي، في الجزيره العربيه دي هو عرب، لكن ناس هنين ديل هم المسلمين. قاموا الدول العربيه والاسلاميه انت بتسمع بها ولا لا؟ بقى at the end of the day لما تشوف سعوديه ذاته، الكويت، منطقه الكويت، المحل ده كان بيرموا فوق ناس السود ديل هناك كعبيد، كانوا في وضع صعب جدا جدا. حتى لما البترول ظهر هناك ده كان بمحض صدفه، كان بس ظهر بترول. كان انت شفت السعوديه، التركيبه بتاع السعوديه غالبيه السود، يعني واحد اسمه علي دينار اللي عندك ده، علي دينار ده كان ملك هناك في ناس فور ديل. راجل ده كان عنده اكبر مملكه، طبعا هو ملك، عنده اكبر موقع في صحراء بتاع العرب، بتاع الصحراء ده، صحراء بتاع الجزيره العربيه ده، كان عنده محل هناك. ويال بتاعه ما رجعوا. يعني شوف هسه ثلاث ارباع الدول انت بتلقى انه نازل كله خليط.
ما قاطعك.
سو
ما
هنا بتاعنا عشان كده بيقولوا شنو عرب جرب في النهايه، يعني ملخص القول هم بيقولوا شنو جرب ليه؟ يعني
مختلفين.
مشكل، يعني ايه
ما
دماء اخر، او
الجرب هو كلب.
بعدين هو او محتال كمان، هو كمان عنده احتيال. يعني الجرب دي كلمه كبيره جدا جدا. لما يكون انت
عنده
جربان
معنى الترجمه بتاعه هو كلب.
جسمك كله، عارف كيف جسمك كله بيكون جروح.
yeah.
ده كان الجرب عندنا في السودان. لما تكون عندك بيقوم كده حبيبات، بيقوم كده في جسمك كله، ده بيقول له
ده
جرب.
برص.
لما تسميهم كده هم بيزعلوا جدا جدا، بينزعجوا.
yes.
go ahead yeah that's
yeah.
what.
بس انا عارف ما ده هو مشكله ذاته اللي جاب مشكله جنوب السودان مع شمال السودان يتحاربوا، عشان لانه الاكثر ناس اللي عرفوا الفكره ده كان ده اجدادنا. وزي ما انت قلت كمان بيرجع لكلامك it go back to your word who's documenting our history. لانه هسه السؤال اللي بيسال نفسه بنرجع تاني لموضوع بتاع what kind of government، لانه كله بيتعلق what kind of government is running us today. ما في حكومه، اتفقنا كلنا we agreed there is no government because the first video that we did there is no government. We know that this regime is based on a tribal militia, a tribal militia who is primitive to the extent that هم جايين oppress other tribes على اساس انهم two tribes هم fought each other. وصل لمرحله when they fought each other then they wanted to create a lie saying that it's a civil war, when in reality it's not a civil war, it's a tribal war between two tribes. And today you see them, they are getting what they call it a peace agreement that will make them stay in power and control who to be with them. Imagine يعني هسه power sharing ده هم يا appoint the governors، هم يا appoint whatever people become parliamentarians. يعني ما في election، حتى ذات election تبدا 2023 ده I doubt it's gonna happen because either whom they kill each other assassination way or kill each other through the same thing like what they did in 2016 when هم طردوا رياك مشار. now رياك مشار جاء لكونغو، لكن they're gonna be a casualty because one of them have to die. And why? Because today I hope Equatorian learn a lesson. انت ما to save anybody of them. كان كير جاي يجري بتوب ولا جلابيه ولا whatever، خليه يموت في شارع بتاع جوبا يقول at least this dog is dead. كان ده بقى رياك مشهد the same thing, he died in the street of Juba. ما تودوا له كونغو، ما تودوا له يوغندا، ما تودوا له Central Africa، لانه ناس طلعوا اخوانا. You guys Equatorians, we learn a lesson. ناس انا ما انتوا حربتوا رياك مشهد. What did رياك مشهد repay Equatorians? Who job IO بتاعه جو Equatoria today? Equatoria is being massacred by IO and SPLM. SPLM is doing the same thing. It to save John Garang al Feda. John Garang today job ahlu هم going to dominate you and killing you and selling you out like dogs. which لسه ما انت accept it. So أنا بس قاعد نقول my message to my fellow Equatorians، إحنا نشد حيلنا ونجيب لاسم بتاع إيكواتوريا، ولا نجيب لحاجة اسمه أوهام بتاع جنوب السودان ودينكا تعبانين وعلى النيل تعبانين. listen، على النيل كانوا بدهم يحلوا مشكلتهم، هم مفترض يسألوا أسئلة زي أنت قلت كلامك تاريخنا بدأ من وين؟ كان احنا أجدادنا عملوا أخطاء يس، لأنه الحروبات invasion colonialism played a big role on diffusing things. لكن طبعا كان تاريخ بتاعنا كان نرجع للمرجعية أفارقة Africans the time after قول بعد المسيحية after Christianity. لأنه المسيحية جاء في أفريقيا أول قبل أوروبا. يعني حتى في بايبل ذكره، متذكر وزير بتاع المية، وزير
That's
المية
right.
قال جاء مشى قابل
الحبشي الخصي
طبعا قاعد يقولوا حبشه قاعد يقولوا، لكن ده كان كله اراضي بتاع كوش، ده كان بيسموه حبشه. So هم قاعدين trying to discredit us because you know, and remember the Bible is translated into so many things. حتى King James ده يعني who kind of wipe out some truth in there. So King James ما عمل accurate لانه حتى King James كان زول ما نافع وزول فاسد. عشان we get married he had to kind of like kill some priests, I mean what do you call pastors عشان keep his message عشان يخلوه يتزوج. So بمعنى تاني those guys are playing a trick on the Africans and the other people who are non-European عشان يقولوا إن هم يا أصحاب الدين. They are the same thing like Arab هسه هم بيقولوا أصحاب الدين وأفارقة زي أنت قلت قبلك. أوروبية ده حتى definition to أوروبية ده ما حاجة عنده race problem. You know, European they use the racism in religion. The same thing Arab use racism into religion too. Because they all copy each other. Like European did it and the Arab did it too. So إحنا كأفارقة we need to have dignity in ourselves. لكننا كإيكاتوريان we need to start with Equatoria first. لأنه الناس اللي في على النيل they don't even understand who they are. The problem.
Yeah. Let's give the audience.
Let's
give the
بس my message هنا بس موضوع بتاعي بسيط، أنا نركز عشان ما نقو فا أنا ده نرجع فوقه إنه Equatorians based on the conflict. هسه خلتني أنسى ذاته الفكرة اللي كنا نتكلم عنه.
No أنا موضوع طبعا لو قلت لك التاريخ
إذا خلتني أنسى
تاريخ
أنا قاعد نقول تاريخ بتاعنا كاستوائيين في مراحل أن نرجع فوقه كإيكاتوريانز. عندنا تاريخ مفترض. أجدادنا كان بيجي أجدادنا كان بيتكلموا تاريخ شفهيا like with mouth. They don't write it down. يعني زي قصة متذكر أنا متأكد every one of you guys they grew up in بلد أنا ما grew up there، لكن أنا بسمع كان قال ناس بيقول أجدادهم حبوباتهم بيقول لهم قصة عن زول صح؟ so قصة ده بيجيبوه وده كان شخصيات. اوكي الشخصيات دي اللي كانوا موجودين ده ما قاعد يكتبوا تحت بس بيكون كلام. يلا تخيل كان ناس ماتوا. هلو انكل رامي ويلكم.
بيقولوا ده اسطوره، بيعملوه اسطوره، عارف كيف؟
ما هو بيجي
التاريخ بيقول ده اسطوره يعني بس كلام خيالي.
mythology you know. لكن at the same time some of it is truth. اوكي لانه يوروب ذاته في philosophy بتاعهم وفي history بتاعهم a lot of it is mythology. هم جو combined يلهم جو عملوا history. حتى ذات المسيحية هسه in West is a mythology compared to the true Christianity اللي بدأ في Middle East and the African. See? So complete difference. For what I'm saying is إحنا كإيكاتوريانز history بتاعنا يعني it was carried through lives from generation to generation. لكن imagine هسه إحنا لقينا challenge. Today we found a challenge and that challenge is the conflict اللي حصل في 83 ده. This conflict have killed millions of Equatorians, including the people that can part of Anyanya, who part of the history اللي كانوا fought أيام بتاع Gordon. لأنه it's not that different. It's not far. The people اللي lived أيام بتاع Gordon, the same generation بتاع Churchill اللي died في 60s, 70s. So generation اللي ولدوا في 60s, they know some history. Most of this generation today, half of them are extinct. And they are Equatorians. كتلهم بهيستوري عندهم في خشمهم وفي راسهم. So they never documented those stories. So now our generation from coming up say 90s, 80s or 80s, 90s up to 2000 and today 2021. What is the job to do? يعني هذا السؤال أنا بسأله ما هو العمل? What can we do to kind of preserve this? عندنا هسه يوتيوب يا أبي جاي، عندنا فيسبوك، مع إنه فيسبوك ذاته فوقه difficulties sometimes, but then Facebook كمان انت فيك to delete it or somebody feel block you delete your own videos. لكن YouTube it can stay there. إلا كان في زول عمل complain then they will shut it down and then it will wipe out. So documentation مياه أقوى هو الفيديو ولا هو الكتابة؟ سؤالي لكم هنا.
I think we can do it both, like you know. ممكن نعمله you know كل اثنين like you know documentation and then and you know you put it on YouTube and you can write books as well because في كده في ناس مرات ما بيحبوا يقرأوا you know واحد بيمشي في YouTube and then you listen the histories and then class you get it in your brain which is really good. in Equatorians, really, we need to open our eyes and started writing down our histories and stuff like that. في حاجات كتير, even like if you go back to home, like what you said, في حاجات كتير مرات, like when I was little, you'll hear people talking about histories of, your village and your people, your grandfathers, but nobody takes it serious really to write down. You just hear stories here and there, they're talking about it, but they're great stories really. يلا كمان يا هوزة, what is happening in Equatoria هسه. These people are busy writing things down, documenting their stuff, changing histories, changing names. هسه يا هوزة زي تشاف يا ده جبل لادو بيجا قاعدين نادو جبل شنو جبل دينكا.
دينكا هناك.
بقولوا شنو يا نيمولا بيجا نيو بور. ومحلات تانيين كتار بيجا قاعدين غيروا ذاته. هسه يا هو, plants أنا طبعا it's like it's a long term plants, and it's like they really like planned well to take over Equatoria. محلات زي مثلا زي is already just gone. It's just it's like these people are moving مثلا دينكاتو من ده من ناس محلات زي ناس بور ومحلات تانيين دل ولا أنا ما أعرف دي I forgot it. They're moving them all to Yei and other places like محلات تفجلو and stuff. They're planning to take over these places.
محلات فوق دهب فوق غنايم.
Yeah, these places have gone already. We're just here, we just like we just like, okay, let's just unity. أنا ما أعرف unity لادي 200. Yahoo, we don't have voice. We're led by militias which are really dictators. Yeah, they're killing us. They're not really government, and some people insist in calling us government. Government is so illiterate. Ma do any reasoning. How can you reason with someone that then call them government? Say, حسيت لو مشيت في جوبا ولا كان في you're going from state to state. أنا ما زلت ما أعرف these people why they calling محلات state. It's like allocating محلات قال state شنو محلات لأنه ما في شعر ذاته بديك من محل لمحل. عشان أنت بتطلع من هلا لهلا ذاته مشكلة ما في شعر.
It's funny.
So أنا ما أعرف how could you really legitimize these people and begin to look at them as a government? It's really you lost your mind really here. You lost the plot.
Well, game بتاع state ده if you look at it is the أنو دينكا حتى ذاته في واحد من I think I don't know who said it but واحد من الناس اللي قاعد يتكلم في فيسبوك هناك في الفيديو بتاعهم وقال the state وإحنا اتكلمنا الكلام ده before. We talked about it before in some videos long time ago I think last year. إنه توزيع ولايات ده أهداف بتاعه or the purpose of these ولايات is to let Dinka spread because Dinka they are spreading around claiming territories اللي هم ما can claim it before. Today they have that power because they can go with their cattle armed with weapon in their back and they can go anywhere freely. لكن كان نسأل باقي قبائل لسه صغار أو قبائل لأنه قبائل ده ما صغار. Let me be clear. قبائل ده ما صغار. قبائل ده بس they're very respective to their territory. قبائل ده they don't like to go around and make a mess. هم دايرين build their own territory based on the inheritance اللي عائلة بتاعهم خلالهم. لكن for Dinka they want to go around, make chaos and claim this their territory. And also not only claim the territory, claim the women of the territory, claim the children of these people and say ده جالنا. عشان كده هسه كان عملوا DNA في دينكا. I bet you في يالتا دينكا ما دينكا. This is what I want to tell the Equatorians. يالتا دينكا ما دينكا. لأنه إذا أنت بتمشي بتشيل مرة مع عياله كله بتكلم إنه دي جنة دينكا. أنت مفترض تسأل نفسك أنت إيكاتوريان جانا يا أخي في قصص قد نسمع قريبات ده في ناس في جوبا في ناس عوين اللي زوجوا مع دينكا بيشيل عياله كله مع مرة ده. يالا كمرة ده بيعمل حركة وبيشيل جانا ده مع ياله كله يالا بيقول لمرة ده فوت مرة بيقوم راسه.
I even mentioned هنا in the show that a Dinka Tani في Egypt called me. He wants to claim me and my kids from my husband.
Oh Jesus.
Because أنا قلت له like I have a husband and he's telling me that no ما في مشكلة أنا ما كده أنا ذاته ما قاعد يشيل منه أي حاجة it's like just stay وبعدين like كده until when we meet up and then خلاص هنكونوا سوا and then you can just leave him.
يعني راس قوي هذا داير يشيلك من رجلك. داير يشيلك من رجلك.
راس قوي كمان.
الناس دي يا جماعة ناس قصة.
That's how the games goes.
So
okay here's مشاركة بتاعي.
طبعا هو قال هو في ايجيبت لكن انت بتعرف طبعا الناس دي كان طبعا جماعة طبعا they know what they are doing. طبعا they
Yes,
inform themselves God this is the agenda اللي هم المفروض يعملوا and
that
they're
is
busy
true.
doing it they're accomplishing it لكن Equatorian حقه بس قاعد هنا like no هنا ناس سوا هنا ناس سوا زول بيجي بيقلع منك مرتك وعيالك you know
قال تضيع زمنك ساكت.
وأرض تاكي you know yeah أنت قاعد تضيع زمن تاكي ساكت قال you know it's like oh we are one let's do unity ومنو منو داك which is not working really
يلا
it's really
كده
sad the times that
كده إيكواتوريا. يلا كان إيكواتوريا كان إيكواتوريا زوج واحد تاني، كان هو شلوك، كانوا من دينكا عاوز يرحل معه هناك مع دينكا كله. كده شوف دي
ذاته أسباب شنو؟
كان إيكواتوريا
القبيلة واحد أسباب شنو القبيلة واحد بس يهو يعني get spread around ليه قبيلة واحدة بس يقعد يسيطر around في في داخل السودان كله ليه بس ليه they advancing themselves قبيلة واحد بس وقبيلة واحدة ليه ناس كله ذاته في داخل السودان ولا إيكواتوريين ذاته ليه ناس قاعدين يدوم excuse إنه هم يعملوا حاجات هم قاعدين يعملوا ده يعني كيف يعني is okay دينكا ممكن يقعد في أي محل هو دار يقعد يلا لو زول تاني ما بيقدر بيعمل نفس حاجة دينكاوي قاعد يعمل ده وبعد ده كله نقوله لا ويا احنا ناس واحد unity وما تعرف شنو خلاص كان تب unity why don't you live where you are في محل تاكي and then من هناك أنا كمان بقعد في محل تاعي and then that's unity زره أنا بيجي في محل تاكي أنا visit you and you visit me that's زره unity we can live in harmony زره لكن why should you come and overtake my place overtake my everything that I have my resources you know killing us you know raping people and stuff like that
تدري لو في unity بيحصل في جنوب السودان if at all there is unity in South Sudan if it can exist then Dinka and Nuer need to step aside that's it that will be a unity
نديم 100 years انا بقول لك انا ذات واحد من الناس انا بميك الله كان في طريقه انا برفع بيل هناك في سنه بتاعهم بقول اسمع 100 years for Dinka and Nuer my govern على اساس ليه لانهم violate them million of life because them cause destruction of generation هسه في كام ده lost generation اللي مش مدارس ده these people يعني تخيل كان صغير 10 سنه you know كل 20 سنه انت بتربي جنة لما الجنة ده بيكون شخصيه
so he is what I want to say
ما انا ده نقول شنو بس ده نقول شنو اذا عيال ديل ما قاعدين يلقوا مدرسه لا بيعرف يقروا يكتب لا بيعرف يفكروا دمروا 100 generation بتاع generation اللي بس في 2000 و 1990s حتى ذاته 1980s ليه؟ لانه هم ما قدروا يبنوا فكره في الناس today هم بيل بس شنو مخ بتاع قتل مخ بتاع violence مخ بتاع rebellions مخ بتاع يعني مخ حراميه كمان هسه في وقت اللي انا فوقه ده حراميه كله لازم انت عشان تبيه حالك لازم تعمل ساين اب مع حكومه ما يا ريت ده حكومه يا ريت كان ده حكومه تساين اب مع مجرمين عشان تيجي تدخل يدوك وظيفه كان ما قدرت شاكل وتقعد في بلد ثاني يوروب اقعد في بلد ثاني يلا اقول انا ريفولوشنري I talk about revolution كده يا في النهايه I'm sorry brother Wilson join us انت فيك join me انت فيك تقاطعني sorry
ليك في حاجه عاوز اقول لكم بس كلمه واحد ولا ويلسون يخش
لازم understand احنا كان ادونا لفرصه كانوا دايرين وحده جنوب السودان دينكا ونوير لازم ياخذوا 100 سنه ما يحكموا that's how I see it إيكاتوريا لازم stick on that 100 سنه دينكا ونوير ما يكونوا في بس يكونوا برلمانيين لكن عشان يقولوا رؤساء مستحيل حاجه ده لانه the way how مخهم ده لحد ما هم يفهموا انه ما بتقتل زول على اساس قبلي ما بتديسكريمينيت يا اخي انا جاي انتقم عشان لانه قتلوا اخوي معناته انت ما بتنفع تكون قائد للبلد لان جيت ترجع لنا قبليه بتاعك ترجع لنا قبيله تاع امبارح دينكا رجع قبليه تاع 1990s وانتوا دينكا ونوير رجعوا قبليه حتى لما الحركه الشعبيه بدوا ناس دينكا قال في 1800 كان دينكا قتل نوير قتل دينكا هناك جون جارينج بدا بحركه ده سو انا كيف بثق في دينكا ونوير this is my point انا ده كلام بتاعي انا كايتيكا وديس I'm not gonna
انا بالنسبه لي الموضوع هنا في النقطه سوري ويلسون انا بتكلم انا عاوز اقول 2 points only بالنسبه للكلام بتاع الوحده بتاع جماعه ليه why do I say Dinka and Nuer need to step aside لانه those are the troublemakers has to stay aside and leave the country to the others to the people لانه the other tribes can get along I have no doubt at all. And the other tribes, if indeed Yamada was in Sudan, all right, the other tribes can get along. Like in Madinka Unwer, no. Those people have to step aside. They have to discipline themselves. Know how to behave under the law, and then we will think about it. That's what I can say. The other thing is that
I don't give that an entertainment to my thoughts.
Yeah, concerning my point, the last point, which is very important. Hold it. The very important point is that, and I need every Equatorians, wherever you are in any corner of the world, including your home country, have a yearbook. Try to establish a yearbook for yourself. Aya haja, whether it's odd, haja quiz, bad, please put a note. Can be picture. Take a picture and then just put picture there. Akhodu kanta gatatu minjerido chuno put to best fi karas. Have a notebook. Notebook there. Every period of time, put it. Yala kutu pogo tali. Write something on it. Comment on it. What is the event? And if you can be able to write something about it, write it. The events. Even if you can go to a newspaper or that katibu events. And then at the end of the day, لما يوصل ربنا يوصلك لسنة, this will be a yearbook. تعرف كيف? All about the events. So people like us can talk about it. We can sit and talk about it. What happens here and كان الموضوع ده على كيف. So I remember that, long time ago. في حاجة اسمه مدونة. كان في زول بيعرف. That was in the second year or first year بتاعت elementary, where you are giving a book note, to draw. بتمشي في market. You go to the market, you start drawing, like draw and شنو في سوق الليلة, what have you bought, what is the availables in the markets, and then you draw it in that notebook. عارف كيف شمش كان طلع من وين, كان في شمش الليلة ولا ما في, like some kind of those people بتاعت الإرسال الجوي ده. Okay, you do it that way. فأنت at the end of the day أنت بتلقى إنه أنت بكون عندك كتاب, أنت عملت لك yearbook. Could it be as pictures or the article? That is very important لأي واحد مننا. You will help us a lot. One day you will help us a lot. لأنه
مذكرات notebook.
Yeah,
diary in American. It's a good idea.
If you love that will be great. عشان تعمله. So that we don't, and we will have a special article about what happens last year, the entire year. We will have, let us have a challenge to ourselves, and the next time we will have that kind of a program, where we'll bring it up and then talk about the annual events, which is 1 year events بتاعت 2020. شنو حصل في محيط بتاعك, within your area, what it happens, wherever you are, كان انت حصل, particularly مثلا في جنوب السودان, في Equatorial in particular. Let's concentrate on that. And that will help us, because we're not any longer wanting to forget our history. We want our history to be written. We don't want our history to be taught. Like, for instance, I remember Taban Loliong.
عشان timing. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, Taban Loliong, صحفي اسمه Taban Loliong.
No, professor.
لا ما ذاك اسمه
Loliong professor.
لا في تاني تعبان واحد كده.
اوكي ألفريد تعبان
ايوه ألفريد تعبان. قال انه ده كان جروب, كان ده جروب هم كان قاعدوا تحت مع جروب كده, and then they began to propose and what was supposed to be done. يلوم قال those Kir and Mashar should go. Imagine this guy was within that community اللي كان هناك الجروب ده.
They thought about it.
Today خلاص هو مات مش. Probably the way how it is, well, as Equatorian and the machine leave it the way it is. Like, we should go deep to understand what happens at that very time, at this guy's time, and there are more many events, such kind of events, we should always go through it. So it's very important for us, guys.
أنا فهمت البوينت ده. message tag is إن إحنا نكوب notes أي زول استوائي.
اي ده بيسموه بالكتاب السنوي.
اوكي الكتاب السنوي
كان عندنا في نوت براو الكتاب السنوي براو. الكتاب السنوي بيتحدث عن الخبرات اللي انت واجهتها في حياتك لمده سنه كامل. وده ما وقت براو، الناس بيكون كتار، عايز بيكون في محل مختلف هو بيكتب ده كله كان جمعه. يلا ناس جرجة فوق بيطلع تاريخ. هلو
يا انا معك. يا هنا ده my brother Charles قال زول ده كان شغال مع BBC المرحوم ده.
انا عارف كلام ده. ما انا في كومباني
طبعا
ده صحفي مخضرم، هو اشتغل ذاته برضه، كان في خرطوم برضه مراسل كمان في BBC. يعني هم من زمن ده يعني هم كويسين، هم عملوا حاجات كان.
انا سمعت لما مات BBC اتكلم عنه، جابوا ريبورتاج عنه لما انه died. It was a shocking death طبعا. موت بتاعه ما معروف.
فالناس ده اساسا هم يعني زي ما يوم ده انا اتكلمت مع تاجر يعني ناس جبال كمان كنت نتكلم قال اجري كده عملوا كله باثنين. انت مثلا تكون عندك فيديو، تاخد فيديو ده فوق، لانه في ناس ثانيين ما بعرف اقرا.
صح حقيقه.
او كمان بالصور، تاخد صور ده فوق، ناس باين بالصور كان دي صوره فلان، دي صوره فلان. يعني انت بتكتب زي ما برا، يعني هو يعني في خبرات كتير، يعني هو كويس، هو بيخلي الناس يكون شنو عندهم هيستوري. انت بعرف هيستوري يعني بتباس للناس الثانيين الجنريشن الجاي جدا. يعني دي ناس قاموا زي يعني هو كويس، دي فكره كويس، لكن عايز دور يوم تاني تو برا ناس بونس فوقه.
That's true. We will. حاجة لنا نركز عليه هسه طبعا إن الجزء بتاع حكومة زي ما قبلك فسرناه، وكنا عاوزين أي واحد اللي بيسمعنا if anyone hearing us and wanted to participate before we kind of like finalize, because we want everyone to understand, and if they have any question it's good for us Equatorians to talk to each other. And this forum is here for every Equatorian to come and speak. هنا we don't care إنت لو تابع لزريلو، لو تابع لمنو، لو تابع حتى لفلسطين ذاته. As long as you're Equatorian and you fight for Equatoria, good for you. But one thing you have to understand, Equatoria matters than anything else. أي حزب سياسي كبه في بحر، كان إنجيل بتاعك ذاته كان بقى قرآن ولا إنجيل كتب في جانب. It's a fight for your dignity and your right. إنت جانت Equatoria أولا. إنت لما تدخل في الدين ذاته، الدين ده ما بتعرفه إلا بعد ما تكون تعرف تتكلم وتقدر تتمشى، تقدر to walk on your leg and feet, then you will know what kind of religion you belong to. لكن قبل كده انت بتعرف انه انت ايكاتوريان، انت جانت ازول ده. That's what it's the DNA got to speak. So you need to تلصق حالك مع حقيقة بتاعك انت وين. So for Equatorians, go back to your roots. Roots بتاعك is Equatoria. قبيلة بتاعك is part of Equatoria. That's why we say we are fighting for Equatoria to be independent, to be its own. الهدف بتاعنا هسه لما بنتكلم هنا، تخيل احنا هنا لانه ما قاعدين نجامل، كأننا كان بنشتم ونجامل تلقى عندنا كان 300 نفر قاعد يتكلم، او لو انه بنكذب كبير كان بتلقى عندنا 500 نفر لكننا هنا ما فاضيين، هنا بس عاوزينكم تفهموا انه الهدف بتاعنا Equatoria must rise. احنا خلينا نوقف الكراهية والحسادة والغيرة والطمع وحب النفس والكبرياء، حاجة ما بدينا قدام. إحنا إيكواتوريان، إحنا يا أساس، لأنه أجدادنا من ضحوا بحياتهم في الناس ماتوا. أوكي؟ أنا عائلة بتاعي like my father and my mom they lost their parents. هما بيقوا أيتام. لكن I'm proud of them when they raised me right. They raised me to love my land, to love Equatoria, and to be a son of Equatoria. Today I'm standing here. أنا ما شفت Equatoria، لكن one day in Jesus name أنا بشوف أرض Equatoria وأنا ببوس تراب بتاعه. When I will find my grandparents قدام بتاعهم القبو برا ده. Because these evil people الأسا ماسكين بلد داك باسم تادينيزم، هم كبوا تراب أجدادنا برا. That's why I say to every Equatorian، أنت ما بتزعل؟ خليك بقى من بيقتلوك قريبك. ما بتزعل لما يكبوا جدك ترابه برا ويغتصبوا أخواتك. لما أختك قاعد يكورك منو يا بينقذوا، منو يا بيكرم، بيشيل عار اللي اغتصبوه فوقه ده. انتوا لسه هنا ده تيجي تتكلموا، ده تيجي تجاملوا، ده تيجي تعملوا حسادة، تعملوا كبرياء. بودينا وين؟ لما في تاني بيرقصوا ترقصوا، بيتكلموا قالوا مواطنين بيحبوا بلد. يجي تلقاه قاعد يرقص هناك قاعد يعمل نفسه قال له زول مهم care about the country. What kind of nonsense is this? It's disgusting.
المشكله دلوقتي بشير قتل 2 مليون. ناس بشير دي قتلوا 2 مليون. ناس بيمشي يشربوا قهوه معاه وشاي واكل.
I know. They hug him like كأنه ده أخوه. يا قال تتكي وتقبل قاعد تتكلم عنه تتكي وانه وراوي ده قتلوا أهله نمن ما خلصوا أنتونوف ندفهم. لكن لما نوبي قدينك ونوير بشكله بعضهم زي كانوا دبان أسل وحيوان تاني. You know? يعني زي بيقولوا termite and ants بيقتلوا بعضهم عشان أوهام. لكن كان شمالي الملون الذاته ما أصلي بتاع إفريقيا اللي هو ذاته مختلط مع أتراك هو بيقى بيورشب هم.
بالظبط.
لما بياخد فكرة كان ويرفع قال له امشي أصلي لحاجة رو بيصلي له. كان قال له أنت اسمع تكون مرة ذاته بيكون له مرة بدون مؤاخذة. But that's the truth. You know? Because the guy loved the white so much that he prefer يكون زيه. لما بيقى خلى الرجولة بتاعه تحت. These people لكن لما نيجي لأخوه وبيجي بيشيل سلاح بيجي بيقتل أخوه بيغتصب أخواته.
أنا ما أعرف قال مسلم ترى أنا جيت شفته في أنا قاعد في مهتم الإسلام قاعد يصلي ما عرفت قال ذاته مسلم اليوم ده الله ناس
يقولوا كان ياخذوا الدين ده بس ده تجارة.
ده مسلم بالفطرة.
كبير ده كويس.
ده تجارة. أيوة التمين ده المدور ده. Yeah. Yep.
There is something that I wanted to say also about the law.
أيوة.
Yeah, please.
القانون.
Let us understand. تعرف في عندنا قانون في أفريقيا. القوانين اللي عندنا في أفريقيا ده. How did Africans hold each other as African tied لحد يوروبيانز ما جاء ونعمل لنا بهدلة لحد ما عرب جاء عمل بهدلة. عندنا قوانين already. عندنا قوانين سواء كان علاقات اجتماعية أو قوانين وبجدل كله موجود عندنا. So today الناس اللي مشوا دخلوا في الكلية بتاع القانون بيجوا يعملوا شنو؟ بيجيب القانون بتاع الأوروبي بيجي بيطبقوا لنا. والقانون الأوروبي أساسا القوانين دي أساسا مبني على شنو؟ على صيغة الاستعباد. You know this is a
قوانين استعمارية. colonialist laws. Yeah.
يعني instead of you if you study law, you know, I came across labor law and I get across labor law. That was one of our fields that I've studied. But the main point is I was shocked when I get from America and I compare the labor law that I went on and studied and understand it in a proper way. You know, the money getting I was shocked the way how Americans were running their system. عشان كده أنا قاعد أقول شنو يعني عندنا we have something more valuable. عندنا ثروات هائلة. عندنا قانون. يعني لو طلبة بتاعنا بتاعت القانون ده المجموعات بتاعت القانون ده لو إحنا بنرجع.
CJ, I want to say welcome to Uncle Remy. It's an honor. I look forward to hear your wisdom, Uncle Remy. One of our greatest, that I could say this is our historian. He's one of he knows a lot about knowledge about Equatoria, and I'm really honored. So I want to just say welcome. It's really a beautiful thing to see you come here and talk to us and enlighten our Equatorian brothers and sisters and let them know more history. And I really want to thank you. Last time we did you really inspired a lot of Equatorians, young and old alike, عشان يعرفوا تاريخ بلد. So أنا بشكرك. فتفضل CJ. Sorry أنا قاطعتك.
Yeah, what I mean is that if you can go deep, to the roots of all these laws, العلاقات الاجتماعية, those social kind of gatherings, social cohesions and all that with those people, families and tribes, how they coexist together. If we can go deep to that and start establishing that kind of local laws, local, طبعا European قال شنو local. يعني حتى languages بتاعنا دي كان قاعد يقولوا شنو dialect. تقدر تسمعني؟ العرب بيقول لهم شنو لهجة. اللهجة بيعني شنو؟ ماذا يعني اللهجة؟ اللهجة هي لغة يلا من مصدر اللغة تيجي حاجة اسمه اللهجة. That's what it is. يعني اللهجة هي ما في الأساس لكن لما تتكلم if there is any communication kind of language that is a language. كان عندك kind of communications حاجة تقدر to communicate معه that's a language. لكن ما بيقولوا لهجة. فكان الجلبة تعرف كيف لما كان في شمال في السودان كانوا بيوهمونا لما تتكلم اللغة بتاعك مثلا اللغة بتاع الباريا أو لتوكا أو كذا بقول لك أنت قاعد تتكلم لهجة شوف they are trying to discredit us. So let's make sure that as we are growing I understand الناس هسه كتار أطفال بتاعنا هسه ما عندهم مدارس. That's why we're fighting to have a land where every one of us will have his equal right. بكون عنده أي حاجة that he can use his potential and everything. So that's why we're dreaming of that. And this wouldn't have happened. Like it has been imposed on us. That's why we're saying it's very important. فالناس بتاعت قانون please don't bring القانون البريطاني أو القانون بتاعت أمريكا أو قوانين دي تجي تخط لنا كله. No. عامل اجتهاد. عامل اجتهد. عامل حاجة اسمه اجتهاد. اجتهد وعامل شنو؟ Try to establish something from your own. نازل كانوا عايشين كيف أحلق ده. How did we coexist together? حاجات ديل في قوانين هناك كان لقينا حاجات ديل وهنا جميعا. So that can be our resource. One day a source of what? Of establishing the law. أن بنقدر نعمل law ده. أنا عارف كيف؟ So ما توهم ما تقول لي القانون الدولي ولا please. حاجات ديل كله أوريك أنا حاجات ديل كله imagine European ديل لما خدت حاجات ديل for a meaning. They mean to destroy people, destroy a specific kind of people.
ما قاطعك في حاجة عندنا نذكره في قانون هو ماشي على وضعيات بتاع issues قضايا اللي حاصلة يعني قانون ما حاجة اللي قال زول بس فكر فوقه زي فكرة كده جا من nowhere. قانون بيمشي مع المجتمع مع الوضع اللي هم فوقه.
events
events. So كل ما في events كل ما القانون قاعد يتطور. كده كيف؟ لكن أفارقة كان ياخذوا زي ما أنت قلت they will take European or Western laws without considering how did they come up with this law. بس طوال they copy it to the extreme. لما كان بيجي ده دين ذاتهم بيقول هذا دين. هم ذاتهم يقحنا بتاع إنجيل بتاع بايبل because أنا متأكد ناس اللي درسوا قانون يا جابوا بايبل في جوا أفريقيا كان لأنه if they were really they were wise enough to understand that law is built on the circumstances that benefit or that serve the people in that condition they will know. لأنه القانون هو عبارة عن فلسفة اللي بيتعلق مع فكرة وضع الحاصل. لأنه عارف هو فلسفة لأنه في النهاية هو كمان شنو to put people on order يعني يكونوا لأنه إنسان أصلا هو زول مشاغب human being يعني بدون law they're not different from animal
للخضوع عشان يخضع.
But law is to put them in their place to understand that في liberty لكن liberty بتاع كمان عنده limit.
That's to comply and discipline as well.
Comply with what the system. So عشان كده حتى ذاته لما قاعد يقولوا في freedom ده ما freedom. Really in reality human being is not free. لأنه كأنت free أنت ذاته بتقتل حالك قبل ما تقول أنت free. That's when you know you're free. But
remember, there is integration to the قانون كمان.
Yeah, but عشان كده في a lot of debated the law. لكن أفارقة ما قاعدين sit down and debate it. أفارقة قاعدين copy Westerners without thinking. يلا هم بيجي quote. They like to quote Westerners. زي هسه حتى philosophy بتاع politics. أنا بدون مؤاخذة أقاطع كمان بتاع politics. Today a lot of Africans like هسه كان شفت السياسيين تاع جنوب السودان هسه. Let me give you example. أنت كان شفت هسه ناس سياسيين اللي قاعدين في فيسبوك قاعدين يتكلموا. Look at the way هم قاعدين use quotation بتاع سياسيين اللي قاعدين في like French Revolution. ناس ده منو ده Hume like ناس زول اسمه Kant those guys like Robespierre قلت لكم بيكود all these guys زي باباغا زي ما انت قلت لكن لو سألتهم the condition اللي خلاهم يفكروا كده the condition that brought them to think about this kind of idea
كان عايشوا فوقه زمن اللي عايشوا فوقه
وتلقاهم كله بيتكبروا هم دكاترة وفلاسفة ودكتور فلان ودكتور منو but they are always backward لأنه they don't align the knowledge اللي عندهم لو اللي get it with their own lifestyle يعني that's why the African fail يعني عشان كده that's why European قال Africans are always going to be a failure because not because of يعني their racism لكن because they saw Africans هم بس بيحبوا يمشوا شنو traditional tradition sometimes is not good. You have to evolve your tradition. The tradition target to put you backward. While mindset with the tradition there, you are going to bring a lot of these politician بتاعنا خاصة أنا قاعد go to politician يعني politician ده يلعبوا دور bad لدرجة أنا ما قاعد يرجعنا قاعد يدخلوا في غابة. اتخيل أنت عندك جوبا هناك لكن تجي شكل برا من جوبا لا تقول أنا قاعد نحارب لتحرير جنوب السودان. ما امسك جوبا عشان تقدر تحارب جنوب السودان كله، لكن انت تقعد لي في غابه هناك وتخلي الناس يموتوا وناس يتشردوا مواطنين تا إيكواتوريا وتقول لي انا قاعد نحرر لجنوب السودان وانت قاعد في ما معروف انت قاعد وين، لكن جوبا ده ما قادر تمسك وانت من جوبا. That just doesn't make sense. عشان كده انا قاعد نقول سياسيين بتاعنا they are just copycat without thinking out of the box. That's the problem. But go ahead.
yeah هو ضروري فعلا.
القانون طبعا قاعد نتكلم عن القانون، لكن بس انا compare it to that kind of يعني حتى القانون ذاته the law they don't even understand the law, they just copy the law and then كل زول يتفسر القانون الدولي القانون like international law like international law is built for circumstances that put that called international law, because before there was no international law until World War I and II. That's when international law really became something of to govern the whole world and the system. Al Bigul, this is the international law, we need to abide. Lakin hal anybody abiding? No. The powerful is the one eating the weak. Yeah, Africa is the weakest. So yeah.
That's right. Yeah. يعني مثلا في أمثلة كتير there are more many examples, more many exemplaries. أي حاجة بيحصل an incident حصل في الماضي، يعني في كل زول عنده ظروف، في ظروف مناخية حصلت في وضع معين. يعني الثورة الفرنسية بيختلف تماما مع الوضع اللي احنا عايشينه اليوم. عارف كيف؟ So people have to be careful. When we teach you law, it doesn't mean that you have to just only copy or comply with that. No. You have to establish your own based on the situations where people like us مثلا زي عندنا بيجي زاسد. الأساليب اللي هم قاعدين يمشوا عليها ده. What will bring those people to a discipline? It is the law. Ask yourself, لما بريطانيين كانوا موجودين هناك نازل ما كان كل زول قاعد في التريتوري بتاعه. How come about أنه نازل كانوا قاعدوا كل واحد قاعد في التريتوري بتاعه. So those are the kinds of things that you need to work this law within your territory. مش تمشي تجيب لي حاجة حصل في بريطانيا سنة كم تيجي تخطه هنا. ما بيفاضل. لا القانون قال يقول كده قانون ده تربط. عشان كده المسلمين عندهم قصة كانوا من قاعد يجادلوا في نفسهم المسلمين. كان قاعد يقولوا انه شنو يا اخوانا الاسلام ده هو شنو؟ هل هو ثابت ولا بيتغير؟
يس
اوكي جماعه قالوا شنو؟ قال لا الاسلام بيتغير مع الزمن. ليه؟ لانه احداث اللي حصل كان مع محمد بتاعهم في القرن السادس الميلادي او الخامس بيختلف تماما الاختلاف عن الجيل الليله الناس اكثر وعيا. لما تقول لي انا ازوج 4 نساوين عارف كيف؟ خلينا ناخذ المثال في الوقت لانه الليله في صدمه حضاريه، الليله صار في صدمه، صار في شنو حقوق المراه كمان. المراه عنده حقوق. مرة ثاني مرة it's not any longer انه انت تقعد تهمشه. في الماضي كان المرأة بيقعد ورا جدران، كان الرجال جاء لازم تقعد هناك بعيد والنازل بيعمل الفحشاء والمنكر بتاعهم. فلذلك شنو يعني بالنسبة للناس الغير القانون ما استهتار وما إذلال بالنسبة لهم، ما أي نوع من الاستهتار. لكن شنو please when you get to a country, when you establish in a country just being established, people need to walk their own. لانه بتاع اساسا لما يعمل له قانون ده في بلد كده هم عملوه مخصوص. يعني هسه او اقرب مثال او ده الحاله اللي احنا عايشين فوقها هسه لما الخواجه عمل مشكله دخل في وايت هاوس عاوز يعمل ضجه they treat him kindly. لكن كده زول ثاني ده غريب كده انت تعال انت جاي من محل قال زول خش هنا قام بيعمل له شنو بيبهدلوه. Okay, so that's a type of law. في law يعني إذن في 2 law. Remember that. law أنت قاعد تقرأه ده في 2. في law اللي بيطبقوا لإفريقي وفي law اللي بيطبقوا لزول ثاني يسيد البلد. يعني زمان كان جلابة قاعد يقول شنو؟ من أول البلد. Imagine. أنت خليط أنت جاي من وين؟ أمك مني عاي مننا، لكن أنت بيك ده ذاته ما معروف منه.
that's true.
يلا أنت جاي تقول أنا أولاد البلد. مع الوعي طبعا الناس قاموا ناقضوهم بعد نقد وكده after criticism and all that, then they come to realize انه فعلا اولاد البلد انتهى. انا ما جيت سميت عنه ثاني. alright, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, sorry. أنا بس نقول طبعا Uncle Remy, I want to welcome him, و Brother Wilson معانا كمان, و Didi معانا كمان, who do a lot of stuff to do. But I wanted just to give also Uncle Remy a chance to speak لأنه هو جا. So
remember عندك نص ساعة بعد نص ساعة
yeah. I will make sure. Yeah.
I will just be brief because
yeah.
I will be brief. Thank you very much to joining you guys.
Thank you.
You're welcome, gentlemen. You're welcome. Thank you.
TJ and Gesis and the listeners. The topic that I was listening to, and because I was very busy, and mention of the system of the government. If we can look very carefully, the system of the government, even in Khartoum, was not running smoothly like in some part of Europe, like Switzerland. It was not like that. It was to contain the rebels, to contain the Anyanya One. And some of those rascals, they are available today. They're still alive. They pretend to be Gen Council of Elders. They don't represent anybody. I remember I met Bona Malwal in Italy, and he was making himself. We were reading his magazine. He was writing from London. One of the things that we need to look at very carefully is that while our ancestors were fighting in Greater Equatoria, the region today we call Greater Equatoria, up to Paluo down today called Uganda, you need to understand what is really was going on. And after Anyanya 1, or after, let us leave Anyanya 1, after the fighting with the foreigner, French, Belgium, and all these, including Turk and Arabs, they become wise in order to enslave us, to let us succumb to their way, metric, if it was movie metric, just to bring us to that sense, so that you follow them, because they know that we got a lot of resources. That is first thing in their mind, left to them by their master, Turks and the rest of the colonial time. But Anyanya 1 came, and Addis Ababa agreement went there. And if you can take your mind back, and you can see that those of we can call it Nial Senior, they are defector from Anyanya 1. Where did they went? They went to Khartoum. Where did Abela run when he ran away from Anyanya 1, from the movement? He went to Khartoum. And those people, they become as useful idiots. They are given good place to stay in the city. You are a lawyer, you are representing somebody here, but at the same time, they are being professional lawyers or whatever kind of profession they're taking. If they cannot use you, they can kill you. We remember those politicians, Luo from Western, from Baragazal. Some of them formed like Communist Party. They were killed. We met with the son. The son might be in Switzerland right now. I don't know, because we were living together in Italy, in one place. The whole situation, want to see the system of the government, are the system that brought with all those Gen Council of Elders. Why they become useful idiots, including Abel Aller, which I'm not afraid to mention his name. They become useful idiots, then they will see, okay, who will be the governor? They go and call the useful idiots, they ask them, okay, we can put Peter Cirillo there. Oh, Tumbura is there. Oh, we don't like Tumbura. Tumbura became, and that became as the missing link that already, you can say it, the load that brought the camel back. when they said you go to your region, the Dinka Boer in particular, we call it in Juba by then, they were not happy about it. Why those people mistreating us? When our politicians turned against them, they went directly to Khartoum to live there. They didn't care whom they kill, even their people. They can tell all those security forces in Khartoum to get rid of them. They wanted to remain. Who are really useful idiots? They have been mistreating and they allow things to happen until today. Now you can see with the system of the government, now they found very goodful, useful idiot was John Garang in that time. They found out that Abel Alier failed. He sent people to Akobo, if you know that history very well. The whole out Anyanya 1, they become Anyanya 2. They didn't agree with Addis Ababa sign agreement. They didn't. They remained in Akobo. So when he became as a governor or the high executive council like president, he himself said, oh, I'm now the leader. You can come back. Look, you are a runaway. How did you come a leader? Because you tell the government in Khartoum, Nimeri in particular, say, look, I can go and talk with those people. Those are my people. But you put me to be the first high executive. So yes, I can put you, say, I can solve the problem. He managed to convince those people in Akobo. He did not succeed. How many people died? He sent because some of a few soldiers. And some of them did not come back. Sorry, we didn't mean that they should die, but those people killed them. And later on, when a criminal, Carabino, who trying to run away because he have stolen some money, salaries for the soldiers, he is supposed to go and answer to his superior. Who is his superior? Nimeri, President Nimeri. He couldn't do that. He knew that he's going to be in prison. So if you can see what luck but those people in Greater Upper Nile really brought to the unity of these three regions we were having together, they became as people who are the betrayers. They go and talk something in Khartoum, and you can notice this from Keo. You mentioned his name a few hours ago while I was working, listening. The whole thing that you see the system of government said is what the policy was going on in Khartoum. I didn't like the coordination. The first time I arrived in Khartoum, I was going to my uncle's house. I saw the coordination office at Tensikal La Equatoria, Tensikal Baragazal, Tensikal Anil. I said, what is going on? Peter Cirillo is my governor. What is this office doing on here? If Peter Cirillo come to Khartoum, he will stay in a hotel. Why should somebody rent a place for you to stay? That means subjugation was going on there, brainwashing people there. And those who are in the middle, until the time of appointment of Angelo Beda, I saw him last time. I was asking questions, but his younger family member told me very well that I don't see that those of Angelo Beda are supposed to be there, because you are subjugated to the extent that you are now looking for a cedar handout. You take yourself and put into that line in order to continue with the life of no benefit to the rest of the of your own community. Our people live with the community and they build themselves according to community. The young generation are the defender of the community. When you don't look, most of us educated, we look in quite different way. Not all us educated, we are doing the same thing. No, I got my own way of thinking. I think I got the same, Didi and Gesis, you yourself, CJ. The way you look at things, and if you start to analyze it, you can see that when we were already organized, our great ancestors organized in Equatoria, they fought all those, they did not go and beg for anybody to come. Anyanya 1 started in Torit. They didn't have any money. They don't have bank account. They don't know what bank account means. They just start fighting. And you can see at the present time, those people, Doesn't mean that they like Nimule. No, they are very lazy people. They don't like Nimule. They are in my county there, or in my state, in Eastern Equatoria, most of them, even Central Equatoria in Ye, no, doesn't mean they like it. They want those border because they know money are coming. And some of them wanted to be in that kind of laziness, to be there. But they have gone to far extent that of subjugating our people, killing and raping. There was a news today that investigation going on in Ye, somebody raped. And why did you do investigation? Those kind of things. We should have our own mafia people that when somebody rap like that, we show you are there. We just go and even kill you because there are no court case here. You talk a little bit about law and regulation. Somebody, I call it a subjugated people. I learned in the West. I'm also subjugated, but my mind is open. The thing that concerns the government, my question is like this. Why do we got money in pallet? Omar Bashir, when he was in power, he gave billions of dollars in pallet to be brought in South Sudan. But these were all for brainwashing people. And the money coming from oil, it was 270 million every week. That is a lot of money. That is a lot of money. That means we print more hard currency and than local currency. It took just from 2005 until 7 and 8, everything is scattered. The northern part of plan succeeded to destroy the system of government. Our people, they start themselves that they are educated economists, financial wizards, they become useless. Why? They did not pay attention how to start building your economy without borrowing money from anybody. First of all, we need road as the government. That means the 10 states, they said, okay, we got now $1 billion just from Khartoum. We see the 10 states should have their grader how to make road, because you know Equatoria in particular got a lot of stone. We don't need anything from outside. Capoeira can produce cement for us. We don't need anything. The system of America can be constituted to the system in our area, whereby you build road. We build road. We reach somewhere near board. We stop. Those people from board need to work. Everybody need to work to build their own state, their own region. The whole thing of system of setting of the government, because some of them in Europe here, they came when they already got 2, 4, 5, 4 children. And they studied, they went to their master degree. They did not do any kind of job. One day, I was going to my study and I'm going to work. I work myself and go to my study. I pay for my study. Now, you can see those people, when they finish from here, 2005 agreement arrived, they all went to Khartoum. They are living in hotels. Wow. And their children here are getting salaries. What kind of the government is that? Did you learn how to set up the system of government or corrupt local mafia? They went there and stayed. Coming back to Europe, they bought houses and then the name of their children and everything like that. They live happily. But I live more happily because I'm not thinking of somebody coming to insult me. When you see this system of the government by yourself, and you, those people have been destroying us from the very beginning. They were selling out people, and now they manage to convince somebody who pretend like late Dr. John Garang to be wise and intelligent. But if you go and study very well everything about him, you'll see that he was not very intelligent. He was a very good, useful idiot. But you see, when useful idiot make one mistake, they get rid of you.
That's right.
They get rid of you. And who get rid of them? No Equatorial responsible of getting rid of Dr. John Garang. Their family, they know very well what happened there. So because it become what we call it, so there is no more use for it. It's expired. Doesn't mean anything. Because what he was talking about, let us come to the system of government we are having in Sudan as a whole. The Russian agree with America during Medvedev presidency. The present President Putin was prime minister. They agreed that they said, oh, we are going to make South Sudan a democratic, they are being oppressed and everything will be okay. The foreign minister, Lavrov, very intelligent gentleman, told America, say, if you are going to do like that one, we are not going to make anything. We don't like the situation in Libya. Said, yeah, we are going to go, okay, you go and do it. Allow South Sudan to go. The Gen Council of Elders, they did not read the psychology of multitude of South Sudanese people. They thought things will not work, they will vote for separation. They did not read the feeling of people like those of Republican and Trump did not read the feeling of people. With the Corona lockdown, they said when Trump was doing campaign, a lot of people gathered there, they don't care. And the president-elect, Biden, was doing like sitting somewhere. They didn't know that people are all locked down at home. Some of them, they don't have work. They are watching more what he was talking about than him shouting there, the audience with him. And millions of people voted. And this sentiment that the Gen Council of Elders didn't learn. I talked with one Gen Council of Elders here in Europe, and I insulted him. Even I said, you are a doctor, but you don't know that you are the one even destroying President Salva Kiir because he's uneducated. You go there with your learned system here in Europe. A lot of people surrounded him. He said, I told him, these are maggots. That was 2010. I said, those people are maggots. He pretend like he's a doctor and all. I said, look, in Europe, a cleaner is the same like doctor because any mistake done by the cleaner, it will affect the hospital and they have to pay hundreds of millions of euros. You don't need to say that you signed something is perfect for yourself. And he said, oh, we need to deal with the system. I said, what are you talking about? You can go and make a BA a very good place. Tell those people who are coming for water in a BA, those Arab, tell them to have line of pumping water going to them. Let them not come there. You can tell people to work. He said, no, I'm going to Juba. I say, Juba is not your place. I know, inter guide in Malta, you at 8, Mogivier. No, Binadi Zamandag Mogivier. Others, they can call it, they still call it Mogivier. You see what those people is spoil the system. They found themselves in the meat of candy and a lot of candy. They start taking dollar, Benjamin, the dollar in the pocket and giving it. Even they are so stupid to the extent that they say that Kenya like them. No, Kenya don't like them. Uganda don't like them. Those who like them, those who are dealing with what they call it, you can call like President of America, Donald Trump. Somebody building a house and real estate and sell it to you. And they don't care. You come here with your money, buy those real estate. And this, they know that you are going to lose all in the future. The whole thing is that set up for the system of the government. Our people don't know completely, including those you mentioned, CJ, who sometimes they talk in the Facebook, they got a very good, eloquent way of speaking to audience, but they miss something, whether you are a lawyer, financial, those of doctors also included. Why? Because you are to sell drug. Everything is prepared for you to sell drug. You are a professional drug dealer. Professional drug dealer. Yeah. And you see those lawyers, you are just told you work for corporate lawyer, you work for criminal. Why are we talking of criminal? Ask yourself, did our ancestors in greater region today, we call Equatoria, do they don't have laws? They have what they call community democracy and community law. The law is that don't abuse your neighbor. You see, if you are, why our people fought the invaders? Because they knew that those people are abusing our community laws. They didn't go and said, oh, we need to take them to court. No, just kill them. Just kill them. You know, the West brought us what you mentioned, CJ, is very important. This is also the same with financial institution. The four systems, the financial institution, the education system, the religion system, and politics. Politics is derived from religion, because in religion, they are telling you that if you do something wrong, God will punish you. But you came here, you are robbing my thing here. You are robbing my thing. Now you are telling me to come and confess to you. This is what I call subjugations of mass audience, mass population all around. Whether you call your Islam, Buddhism, don't deceive anybody. We all grown up. Now you go to finance. A finance, somebody is not working, is printing paper there and giving it to you and taking gold from your area, taking oil. Look, possible. Why are we remaining with those people? If they are really very intelligent, will be producing oil, and we have our fertilizer because we got a fertile land. We can plant our crops. Those people, how can you stay with people like that? And the system of the government. We don't need to go to some other aspect of fishery and all this. We are buying mulukia, all this okra from Uganda. Why are we doing that? Why are we doing that one? The whole thing, when you look at it, and should be expiring to some of our sell-out Equatorian politicians to understand that what system are you sitting on? You don't have regret. In the near future, you will have regret, including your family. Doesn't mean that somebody will go and fight them. They will feel ashamed of coming to the people who are making noise, making things known. We don't need to look at somebody sitting there and they say it's a man of peace. Man of peace, go make that peace in Greater Malakal. Go make the peace in Greater Malakal. Leave Equatoria alone. Go make peace there. Then we'll see that you are expiring advocate of happiness, peace, and prosperity in your own locality. Then we'll pay attention to you. The whole thing. Look at the system of the government. I don't need to go and enter into religion, because some of those people, especially in Equatoria, they will be mad about it. Why? Because now, one word I mentioned last time, I said, oh, they are emotional. And when I explain a little bit that emotion is connected with the faculty of human being, the way human beings serve. Child is emotion when the father comes. You can see the dog. If you have a dog in your house, you are coming, you know that you are the son of the house. The dog will run so emotional that will not show, but for human being will show. The child will run, want to hug you. Even you are very tall, then you carry the child up. This term, people are using it without knowing it. Some of our brothers and sisters, they need to understand that when somebody is using a word to subjugate you, you don't know. Equatoria have been bamboozled in this way to keep themselves in the churches. And if you can see that why our ancestors became that, the white people came now, they have divided our country into pieces. Why? Because the repository that our great ancestors are using until 1320 BC. This kind of history, it is not good to just make it here, because just is very simple. Those repositories of documentation, learning, what they call today the secret science. Where is the repository? The repository of secret science is in 3 capitals. In Washington, today they call District of Columbia. District of Columbia is not controlled by the governor of Washington. It run alone. And London, the city of London is different from London. And the Vatican. Vatican is a city and small with a few Swiss security. They are wearing very good clothes. I like the color. Those are repositories for the system that we talk of politics, technology, all those technology, documentation. Those places are repository for the ruler of this world. Yes. Don't bring somebody from Mora to talk to us and saying that, oh, we know how to deal with finance. They don't know. They don't know anything. They don't. Now, the difference between London and City of London, the difference between we call today Washington. Washington is a capital city, but the
District of Columbia,
is different.
Yes.
Yes, that is different. You enter there, you got different security agency and everything there. The same London, the same Vatican. Now you can see where are all those kind of plans? Where did all those plans came from? And you take our very small-minded people who study lawyer for 3-4 months, 5 years, 6 years, and they say they're educated.
Yeah.
Some of them until now they are politicians said a PhD in physics. Are you really sure? Are you really sure? Or you memorize it just to make it in order to shut people down that because you got PhD. I don't want to talk a lot, but this system of the government, they don't know completely. One of the things I hate very much is that before I go, I hate very much is that, look, Republican has been very good for South Sudan. Very good. When they turn themselves and say, you Omar Bashir, you are a criminal and everything, or Kubat, everything was sent to them. And they were forced to go and negotiate. And they were forced to negotiate to say, if you don't do that one, you know, we'll just bring the army and we will take you off. And you will not get anything from South Sudan. They have to agree. Those people are not talking. They talk with the threat and the shooting you is coming there. And the good thing that happened that if our politicians, including those of Pagana Mum, they went to Washington. They are invited to the White House. Now you are borrowing dollars from China. Meanwhile, you know where dollar is being printed. If we are really business shabby and those people pretend to be educated, PhD nonsense, master degree nonsense, you can see what is there really. They are useless during Khartoum and they are now even useless. And you can see the failure from 2005 until today. Even a small child born in 2008 now know that those people are failure. They cannot contribute anything. I hate everything concerning system of education, system of finance, because how were our people living financially? They were using what they call, by then they are not using it right now, home economic. Our mothers take responsibility. Gugu Inak, Malian Dora, and all system of local store, they are full of food. Who will know that we are lacking any kind of product? Our mothers. Our mothers, not our fathers. Our fathers are trained in order to get things done. The young people are warriors to protect and fight. Now you can see that now, you see, oh, I study finance. Oh, do you see we are primitive? Is my mother primitive? Okay. All those kind of things that you need to show to those people. My mother can cook for 8 of us and without putting in the weight How much put weight for Remy? How much weight for my late brother? And how much weight for that? No, she will just cook it like that, and you eat it and leave it like that. Are we not educated? Why we were not dying like that? We don't have any medicine because in spiritual we got our medicine at the bank of the river Nile. Any river they carry full of fruit and vegetable. How can you be sick? All those kind of things that the people don't take to consideration that they should say that. No, this young generation, sons and daughters of Equatoria, they are really telling something here. They are telling the truth for you to open your eyes, that open your eyes and let you understand what is going on. Don't sit there and listen to music. I can sing. I can sing for myself. I go to a farm, I walk, I sing for myself. I listen to the bird. The song of bird is for me, for you, for everybody. We are the governor of our territory. If our territory were not guided good today, by this time we will be speaking, I don't know, French or I don't know which one. Our color could have changed because intermarriage, everything. No, our ancestors knew that we have to be authentic and different. And repeat that, let me repeat about education and secret science. The secret science is in our mind. The secret science in our mind. If you see our young black people at home, even those people take the video, they saw it. When you see a child black, the body is shining and the stomach is a little bit like that, child is healthy. He will stay until he's 20, 30 years without getting any sick. Why? Because they eat good. We eat good, fresh food, everything. Now you bring us something. When you talk of system of government, I was not very happy in Juba. We were buying chicken from Brazil, and my sister, because they are using some, oh my dear, they were buying chicken from Brazil. I said, why do you want to cook that one? He said, oh, I'll raba fi bed bisilu gas ketir. I told her, I said, cook it for me, cook to me that one, and next time you can cook the Brazil one. I don't mind because it's your gas, so I don't need to spoil your system of economic. No, this is what they call. This is it's not even stupidity. I don't. Do you know how much people should make a research and can ask how long will take those chicken we are eating in McDonald's and all this? How long it will take? 8 weeks. 8 weeks. Because they eat day and night, the light is there. You can eat the chicken with the bones all this. And what happened in Juba a few days ago, I was talking with my one of family member. Angale azol, ita mabakulu chicken. Gale chicken, gale talata al. Talata al. Moya bitakam. Gale moya tay kamisasara al. ده كتير قال لا ما كتير وصاي انت تصرف شاي لاجمات. Those are things we like it. It's like our cultural thing that we grow up in. Said no. I said what about the chicken from home? Because at our home I like chicken. My late dad liked duck because he was staying near Yekari there, and he liked because the water the duck go and clean themselves. Part of my family, they like goat and lamb. Chicken tabede, hina, pijuba, sharo gale. And say, oh, they make that purpose so that you buy from Brazil. He said, at Brazil comes a alf. Oh, water and I, galala, they become actor min comes a alf. Oh, أنا بقدر اشتري برازيل ب3000 لكن تجيبها هنا ده يعني جديدة قالت. Now you can see the system. Who is playing the mind of people here? Are those people aware of the system of government they are carrying? We need to be awakened in our understanding. And you see the system of all this. I'm very happy that you brought this topic and you are talking about. I was busy listening to it. When it is so very good. Making noise at this present time, it is a very good thing so that people can understand and pointing to them that what is going on. There are some people being started spoiling Anyanya 1 from the very beginning. Even our uncle, they turned and they said, you go back to your region. They found out that they cannot do that one. We cannot do that one. How many school? Local secondary, lower secondary, Palotaka secondary, Torit, all those open. Why? Because our politicians found that some people are here not thinking.
That's true.
All these brothers and sisters, we need to be aware that some system like the one I mentioned of the churches, they allow Equatorian to go to the churches and allow them as long as you what I call Arabic Juba, ita bimesilu nepsak ita zolta robuna quest. So you doesn't know that you are brainwashed. You are brainwashed. You are smooth sailing without any. You are dead alive. The dead walking is you. And Equatoria should see that people in Loka are being subjugated to the extent, and now we got problem in Yei and it's a rape. All why are we doing that one? When you make something wrong here in Yei, you have to go back where you came from. Some of those soldiers, I was studying something a little bit yesterday. It is just, why are those soldiers? I repeated many times. Why are those soldiers in Kejikeji? People don't know that they are subjugated to the extent that I saw one video. I don't know whether you saw it also. The gentleman said that those Uganda, they don't need us to use the land anymore. But Kejikeji is very near. That is my place. He was telling, in Arabic, Juba or in English. Those Uganda people take the land. No, Uganda people, they are not taking the land. Their population are growing. They need to have permanent land because people with disposable income, now we are talking of business, they are buying big land and they are pushing you to the periphery of the territory of Uganda. So if you enter to South Sudan, it's not a problem. That's why we are having problem in Eastern Equatoria. We are having problem in Central Equatoria with Uganda, and nobody talking about it. Those are situations that they said, look, if volunteer is just to say that people don't need to lie, you don't need to go gun blazing. In my own way of thinking, that the greater Equatoria people, especially those people in the border, said, I'm going back to Kejikeji, I'm going back to Ye, I'm going to plant there. We start saying that we are going to organize our own security. Those are things that people need to say, volunteer. Things about our ancestors. You have to say that, no, we are not going to fight Uganda. Why should I stay here in Arua? Those people in Arua, population are growing. They don't need us there. I got my land, it's just landing free. You, IO and all this, don't make yourself here like Morocco.
Magata.
Yeah, Magata. No, I'm even ending. Thank you for giving me this chance.
Timing في نادي كمان برنامج تاو
Okay. Thank you. That's we'll talk.
Yeah let me finish CJ بس اتفضل.
Go.
Okay. There's one thing, imagine Equatorian, he can defend his farm from any animals around. Now, when human beings came in, they wouldn't do that. So they kept on, waiting for UN to supply them, give them food and all that. No, that is not right. People should wake up.
Yeah, as a big
go to your lands, get a part, try to secure your area. You have the chief down there, you have everyone, you have the youngsters and all that. Let's just do it. See who's coming to our area. Get rid of him, get him out. That's the simple thing that we can do, as Equatorian.
I think your topic and what you are doing every week, people don't know that you are doing this one is you volunteer to give information. So I didn't know much about tooth care, but I was planning to ask one of their Nuer brother here. He doesn't like tooth care too, but you brought the information today very clear. So you can see that somebody adopted. That means you are the son of that person. You don't have any act to come here to be as a leader.
Yeah.
Yeah. All those, I see that I go much about the church people, the church's people, but those are the line that people don't want to talk about it. But I'm not afraid to mention in it. People are using it in order
to weaken us,
subjugate you. Yeah. This is the wicked link. You find that the gentleman last time asked question. Remember, he asked question. If I don't recall correctly, he asked that he said, and a lot of Equatoria and all this. I mentioned brief before you go for recess that look, there are what I saw some call Equatoria TV. They are always with Aguna Takenisa, Robuna Quest, Aiwa Robuna Quest, or Ana Batal, Ana Makaman Quest, Ana Bedafa Darive. We are living in the West. We are living in the West, yeah, Jama. We are living in the West. We are paying tax. How much tax are you paying? You pay for your petrol, VAT, you pay road tax, insurance, everything. Your house, and all this. And you can see what is going on. This, you say Robuna Quest, Zolbe Jesilu land fetak. You find it, Iowa, you find yourself safe. You are not safe. You are not safe.
Forgive. Forgive.
No, there is nothing like that one. There is nothing forgiveness. Let us talk in physics. Cause and effect.
It's written in the Bible. You have to forgive. You have to forgive.
No, those are because I mentioned already that the four systems: finance, politics, religion, and education system are established. Our ancestors knew when to plant a crop. Were they agriculturalists? Yes, they know the nature. They know when the rain is coming. They know when the rain is coming. And all this, if you can see, Sister Didi, you know very well that I mentioned, let me repeat again, the secret science, the repository are in these three cities. The secret science, the one allowed this, what they call Ladu kingdom to collapse, whatever kingdom around Africa. No, they were going in by force. They see if you got the secret science. If this don't get, they went Zimbabwe, West Africa, and all these places. When they didn't get anything, say, oh, our repository is safe. Burn the rest of library in Egypt. We don't care. We got enough things. And they are in those repositories. Don't see that those repositories, they are for nothing. If I can get some of those documents, and I'm reading it, they're telling it, if the secret science was left to continue until today, or the women were allowed to be the leader of ruling for the last 10,000 years, the women are being subjugated down. Only we got this angry man, angry man. They are angry for power.
Yeah.
They subjugated until we are today. And you cannot ask even, oh, what is going on? Women rebel. They don't put in history that women rebel twice. They don't put. They put the savages. Why are you putting that simple history? Where is the rebellion of the ladies? They rebel. And later on, they found out that, so we don't need to bring them near. Now the time is coming. Some of those women right now, whether you are Minister of Defense and all this, you are gullible, you are capable of committing crime. You are, because they are not behaving very well in themselves. How motherly are you? Yandeng, how motherly are you? All those people. You can see that we can talk the whole day. The whole thing that is going on. Equatoria don't need anybody to be to monopolize the conversation concerning Equatoria.
Excellent.
We are all volunteer. We need to volunteer to protect our land. The land where I'm staying, somebody bought this land more than 200 years ago. Now I'm walking in. That person is dead. That is no. That is the fundamental for their family. The family will they feed themselves here. They employ us to work here and everything. The whole thing that when we don't pay attention, like the way of the churches, we don't pay attention about the UN. We are the one in problem because those people will come with their cattle just enter. Why are you afraid of Murule? Murule are a population like us. We are more than 3.5 million, and you see that our being angry, they can stand. You cannot stay in Ye. You cannot stay in Nimule. You will go. All those places will be closed for you. People need to stand up and speak up.
Amen.
Not there to be pushed out in the churches. CJ, you can look at it. I realized this one 4 years ago. I say I don't like the churches. My family, they like churches. I live there in Qatar. No, when I went home, they said, "No, bro, kenisa angala la ana bogo barahina, ana bisele barahina." Accent menjua. They said, "Oh, they go to church and all this." I said, "Nasele le robuna." Ita kan mama se malzara. You don't put any seed down. Bukra ma fa akil inta bimuta. Robuna de ma beji ale kalis. Inta tamutu be yal fitake kulu. All those people need to understand. Thank you very much. Yes, we will talk next time.
No, I wanted to ask Remy. Can I ask Remy?
Yeah, it's fadal, yeah. I want to ask a question, and then we have it's
no, after you finish.
Yeah, it's fadal.
You can say what you said.
Thank you.
Rami, I just wanted to. Rami, I just wanted to ask you a question regarding Nasal. You know, the people that are coming against us and saying that we should not speak on behalf of Equatoria. Like, people are really attacking us so badly. They're so aggressive, and they're labeling us, bullying us, calling us names like we separatists. You know, we are like
yes.
Insulting people and stuff like that. What do you think? What's your opinion about this kind of people?
No.
Like Equatorians.
Those are Equatorian. Natural thinking. You got your own opinion. You can listen. Educated person can take all the bunch of whatever the professor is talking about, and he will summarize, whereby during exam you will answer the summarized one you are put by yourself. If you don't have opinion for yourself, all the sons and daughters of the Greater Equatoria need to have their own opinion for themselves, but not opinion put by somebody. Not opinion put by somebody. That is because you call separate. Yeah, morning.
He gave us that nickname. That's a nickname now.
Yeah.
No.
Yes, it's a nickname, Didi. But what they're trying to say is because I sometimes see that those people should not be drinking and talking about that one. You know, when you are drinking, your faculty is loose. Your consciousness is not functioning very well. Those in the military, they know it very well. You are not focused.
Exactly, you're not functional.
Your tongue in psychology, your tongue become very light. Very light, and you can say things tomorrow you cannot process it. You know, how can I recall that somebody asked about a lot of Equatoria? I saw Equatoria TV every weekend. They're just talking about Kenisa, Gonata Kenisa. No, look, not every time is music. No, not every time is music. So when you look at that one, I told one of the I chat with you. I was saying that is this brother of ours is in the West. Why is he telling people in open YouTube chat that or Facebook that he's not educated? In the West, you can study. Those people well now. The Jenge
Yes.
de la Lasa, Juba. Now the Jahina, Omur comes Arubain, Dahal
University.
fi Europe here, you'll study. Tomorrow you'll be in Oxford. They give you 6 months to study, and you get your certificate. In America, you call it what? TOEFL.
TOEFL
If
exam,
you
yeah,
pass that,
TOEFL exam for those
yeah.
English.
Now,
Yeah,
Less English,
yeah,
yeah.
that's it.
Those who don't speak English.
Exactly. That's it. Yeah,
Yes.
exactly. The system is now in Europe. They can do it and go it. Don't parade your most inner intelligence to the people without not doing it by yourself. What are you doing? What are you doing?
yes, sir.
You need to learn by yourself. Right now, even you don't need to go anywhere. You
Yeah.
can pay everything online. System
Mhm.
are changing now. You can study psychology. See how psychology work. How is the mind of people working? How are we behaving like that? Why am I talking about this with so emotion? Because people are being killed. People are being forced to do something. A young girl raped in Ye. They say, "Oh, we are going to investigate." Investigate.
Yeah, I know, it's very
What are
disturbing.
you talking?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
very disturbing. Yeah,
yeah.
very disturbing. Those are kind of things people need to learn. When you said, "Oh, I don't want to talk with those separatists," those of Joseph Oduho and Joseph Lagu and those of Ohure, they are separatists. Those of Ohure went to liberate the whole thing. No, no. They need only their South Sudan or Equatoria in particular. They just went because they don't need subjugation. When people say you are separatist, what are you talking about? What are you? Can you tell me why you found that word is so very important? I'm a separate. Look, if we go for parliament,
Thank you.
I will be taken to take responsibility of Eastern Equatoria, part of my Magui County. I will not go direct. I will be like border with Nimule there. I'm in my own constituency. I'm responsible like that one. How can you tell that separatist? You are responsible in Yei, even 3, 4 of you, you'll be there in Western Equatoria. You are representing your people. So how can you say you are separatist? I'm not going to be voted in parliament in order to take part of the constituency of Malakal
Yes.
or Baragazal. No, those people even they don't digest what they eat. I think might be they got some whiskey there down and they put it in their mouth
And
and
that
they're talking it like that.
it's very true.
Yeah, yeah. If we can jump in, there's something that I have to say. Guys.
Go on.
Yeah, it is simple. It's like when somebody is coming, had just come to your area, and then wanted to take your land. Decide to take your land, says that I'm going to take your land, so that you die. Who will accept that kind of thing? That is the situation we're in. Somebody is coming to my house, trying to kick me out,
Women
let
and
my children die. So I had to. You don't have to mind about him, because the guy, you don't know what the value of my land is. That is my land and my family and all that kind of things. They don't know what that is. That's why you could see those people are provoking us. So it is something.
Not even,
just look at it.
not even to the extent. If you can see in Khartoum, I noticed a lot of things. When they subjugated those politicians, you have been working, now you don't have salary. Most of those people, they're staying in the government houses, the government pay the rent and everything. You sit comfortably. So if those people, those what I call useful idiots, they said we don't need that guy in power anymore. Let us put a new one.
Indeed, that is true.
Yeah. Yeah, then you don't have salary. You become like some of them. I was looking the shoes they are wearing. I said, I can give my shoes to them. They look really very funny. There are no even like transport money because they are being used in an extent that you and I in Khartoum, you are not really at home in Juba or somewhere in Greater Equatoria. You got your garden of Takasava, Gondo Inak, you can eat. The people become useless. That's why right now, Juba is the only place whereby those people can talk much about it. Why? Because money talk. When you are given money, you go in the market, you buy things without feeling anything from it, while people don't take salary. Like this news coming that the 10 million needed for those people who are government to pay for the hotel. Oh my dear. Oh my dear. We are to staying with those kind of people, kind of behavior.
Like foreigners coming.
Yes, true.
It's the whole thing. I leave you guys, and we'll see next time when.
I will.
No, man. Thank you very much for coming.
Thank you so much, Uncle Remy, for your input and your historical inputs, because we need that, because every Equatorian need to learn a lot about what you're saying, because that's why I know you do all the time Sunday live, right? You do live broadcast Sunday. I want everybody to join you and listen to your messages. ده وانت قاعد تتكلم انجليزي اكتر. So those I want them to listen to him, and then we can interpret if they want any question. We can help out, because حاجة ده بإنجليزي وعربي ما في فرق. We can explain to them, because you're speaking of a documentation about facts of what's going on in Equatoria, to case the Equatoria. We have to always focus on Equatoria, because some Equatorian, they don't even know Equatoria. That's why you see them, they want to talk about South Sudan when South Sudan is not even part of them. We are not part of South Sudan. We don't even need to worry about South Sudan. We need to worry about our Equatoria, so we can figure, like, because history بتاعنا better في Equatoria ما better في جنوب Sudan. So that's why when, like intellectuals like you and others who speak about Equatoria, we need to listen, because عندكم history ودي يا ريت everybody documented. نحن نبدا نكتب زي قبل سيجي قال نكتبه بقى في كتاب. We have to write in books عشان يكون حاجه ده in there. لانه هسه فيديوهات for me فيديو ذاته هسه بقى انت شايف هسه فايت امريكا مع Russian مع Chinese. Sometimes they can wipe out the whole history of you in internet. They can wipe you out. They don't even have any history, because some people, they disappear from website based on the way how they wanted you. So what we need to write down the documents عشان يكون ده record بكرة our kids, the next generation to come, بيقدر look at it in library يسأل حاجة ده موجود هنا. So we need to do that. ونتمنى anybody اللي قاعد يسمعنا who know about history, scholars, somebody who know about a lot of history. It doesn't matter if you write it or not. Just come with us, join us with Uncle Remy عشان نقدر talk about it. We need to even have a specific time, Uncle Remy, نقعد تحت نتكلم عن history تاع إيكاتوريا. تقدر تخط لنا مثلا story like انت بتعرف مثلا عن east, west and central, وعن ناس مناطق ده نقدر نقعد نعمل, like you can talk so people can learn, because the last time and today even you impress a lot of our Equatorian by the message انت قاعد تدين, because people need to know the history of where they come from. عشان كده لانه كاننا بنعرف history تاعنا ما بنجي ورا حاجه اسمه SPLM, ولا بنجي ورا دينكا, ولا بنجي ورا نوير. انه بنفوكس on Equatoria بس. That's why we want that. So I really appreciate it so much, Uncle Remy, and God bless you and Happy New Year. وdefinitely جاي اشوفك next time, وانا بcall you طبعا and talk to you in a couple of days. انا
no problem.
او بعد بكره كده نيجي نتلفن لك.
Okay.
قد ايه نيجي نقعد نتكلم في موضوع بتاع Equatoria, how to come and speak on this matter. So yeah, so a lot of people say thank you so much, Uncle Remy, because you really put a lot of point there. Thank you so much. God bless you guys. Thank you.
No, thank you. That's there. We'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye bye.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. أنا بدي فرصة ل هنا ده Wilson, finalize your point of thinking. What do you want to say? طبعا أنت سمعت عن كوريم يتكلم وأنت قبل اتكلمنا عن الموضوع بتاع إيكاتوريا وحكومة. So أنت finalize it. So put your last input عشان بعدين يلا نجي ل هنا ده حداثة ويلا بعدين CJ and then I will finalize it. اتفضل. Thank you.
ذكر المواضيع ثاني مرة مجدد. ذكر الكلام.
أنا بذكره. بدنا نذكر موضوع ده ثاني.
Okay. كثير. أربع مواضيع.
عن government. I think it's gonna continue tomorrow. حتى أنا بيجي بتكلم عنه ثاني. يا بعربي، يا ما مشكلة، اتكلموا بأي لغة. يا
document it.
Yes.
We have to say it like you said now.
Then I'm another halkaten today. We did it 2 episodes. Episode 1 earlier, and this is the second episode.
Whether we make it on the videos or whether we, because there is something called CD. You can put the things in CD, and then it'll be photo of can CD يشتغل كمان كويس.
Yes, record it and tape it, yeah.
Or كمان في devices مختلف كده ممكن بيكتبوا من فوقه record it فوقه.
Yep.
عشان كده مود الويب سايت مرات ممكن المنطقة كده يقولوا.
Yeah, now Fimi delete it. Easy. They can delete that. خاصة كزور report you in Facebook, you're done. حاجات كل بيقدر.
So ياو كده حاجات كلها عملوا زي وبعدين لأن بيجون يسبقوا كتير خالص يعني أنا موجود أنا في جنوب السودان دي تا إيكوتوريا ده بالذات أنا إيكوتوريا كده فتح هنا أنا واجد صعب يعني أنا بيجا كاين الناس أنا كله يعني من كان أنا ما أعرف كانوا ده يسقوا الكافة ولو كان ده نعم حتى إسرائيل زمان كان جسمان الله قد له من زمن.
That's true.
الله جي شكل جي ساعد إسرائيل كده شكل مجمع دي كده شيء محلته من أرض يعني البلد بتاعك كان سيلو ده عندك حق كده بشكل بكلامته.
حقيقة.
عنده يا تمام يعني كل يوم ناس بيتكلم كلام ده وانا كل الناس عربونا لكن اجي كمان البلد بتاعك انت ناس زي برادا كده قال لي انا اجي ناس ازو ايزول بيجري بيروح فولunteer بنفسه.
That's true.
الناس انا كان اجدنا زمان لما نمن حاربوا من فولunteer قلت لهم من قروش لا تفعلوا من حاجات لا هم شغالين ما في زول تاني بس بيجي يقول بلد تاكي ساكت مجاني ساكت يلا بيشيلوا يعني حاجه صعب شديد يعني حاجه يعني ما
ايزي
فانا فكر في المساله دي يعني انت keep going بموضوع ده ان كله وراك وانا كله بسمع وانت كمان جاي وناس اخواتنا دول كله انا اعرف طبعا انتوا في شغل. انا بشكركم كلكم وكمان يعني نتمنى لكم يوم سعيد وشيء يكون بخير.
وانت كمان
انا بكره بيجي نتكلم ان شاء الله. انا بيجي صباح كده and then sometimes I will say I will come in the morning then في حاجات بيحصل لكن ان شاء الله بكره كان جيت صباح in the time يمكن around 8 o'clock in the US east and central, right? East and central the same time, so east and central انا بيجي بكون on 10 o'clock بكون لكم هناك عندكم الساعه 9 لكن بكون in the morning. so إذا كشفتني نجوين نتكلم هنعمل مقتطفات تاني you know so it's not a bad thing, so we can do that. Thank you. Yeah. Amin.
شكرا للناس كله فان شاء الله مره جايه نبين بعض.
شكرا. God bless you.
شكرا
your input and also your contribution, and I really am honored and proud of you. ربنا يباركك. Definitely Equatoria will rise. We need people like you and others who really believe in Equatoria. And Equatoria ده Jerusalem of gold of ours, like that Jerusalem تانت الذهب. احنا قاعدين نشوف ارضنا ده اغلى من ذهب واغلى من اي شيء. خلينا نكورك في حاجه بتاع اسمه اويل ده. احنا هنا Equatoria بس دايرين الارض. That's all we need. So I really appreciate you. Thank you so much. Yeah. Hello CJ, انت قاعد تسمعني؟ قاعد تتكلم؟ hello. حداثة.
Let's go with حداثة.
حداثة. اتفضل. yeah. انت قاعد تسمع انت انا ما قاعد اسمع صوتك كويس. انا ما اعرف الميكروفون بتاعي ما كويس ولا شيء.
انت قاعد تسمعني هسه قاعد تسمعني كده؟
انا قاعد نسمعك. في مشكله في الميكروفون بتاعي ظاهر. جو ahead. انا قاعد نسمعك واضح.
we do
yeah الميكروفون بتاعي ما كويس. اتفضل.
Yeah, so I was just saying, are we now concluding or we just like
yes concluding for now. Thank you.
All right, yes. Thank you. Just want to know.
Yeah, that's the conclusion. Yeah.
In conclusion, so I'm gonna say that Taban Yahuza Managuna, we spoke about all these things. Hajal Bas Fadal Yahu, like I like what CJ said, Gibel, like we have to make, like biographies, like make a book, the year.
Thank you. That's right.
Year book. Yeah, it's really interesting. you know, you can put photos and stuff like that. Or كمان اسمه شنو Wilson كمان contributed and say that you know, we need to even include, you know, like photos and, you know, writings and, you know, videos and stuff like that. And yeah, you did say something that I could not remember. Sorry. So, but I like all the things that we said. Like we have spoken all these things. It's just like